Carey starting down in the forward line. Spider Burton is up against Michael Gardner, and Gardner charging right at Burton, unable to get it away cleanly. It came to Colbert. Colbert gets a high kick up towards half forward, towards Rawlings and McKernan. Bounces over the top of those. A chance for the Eagles through Darren Glass to clear. They should be able to, through hand pass, get away. Come back towards Matera on the half back line. Giving away a free kick. No, the umpire said play on. So Grant gets the call over the top. Gives the hand pass away now towards Sinclair. Jess Sinclair looks in towards the forward line. The Kangaroos attacking towards Pickett. At the back was Harvey. Couldn't take it cleanly. Cousins goes over the top of the pack and is flattened. Pushed towards the line. And first score of the day is a rush behind in a fairly frantic opening.
Well, one of the areas the Eagles are going to be stretched is certainly in their back line of the North Kangaroos forward line, because they've got Rocker, McKernan and Carey down there, three very big players. So well,
they've decided to go like that, and it has worked in the past. Gee, Shannon Grant just about got a handle on that. This is Gardner on centre wing.
Does show the ability to always get forward of the play, Michael Gardner. We see him here picking up this possession on the wing. He's a great link man for a big man. Goes
over the top of Spider. I don't know if that was meant for Andrew Embley, but he found his target anyway. On he goes towards Fletcher. He goes short once again. Blakey, little toe poke, and the hand pass out to Watt is okay. Here's David King from half back. He drift play in towards the centre. Good mark in front. No, not going to be paid. I thought that would have gone to Michael Colliker. The umpire called play on. Cousins gets the hand pass away. Already he started with a couple of possessions early in this game. Up towards right half forward. Fisted away. There was more holding on. And again, it was allowed to go unnoticed. Callum Chambers is taken to the line, and we've got a throw in.
And just having a look at Ben Cousins, Stevens paying him some attention. When he's 30 metres away from the ball, Stevens will not let him get near it. So that's going to be an interesting matchup.
Well, if they were greyhounds, Stevens and David King would be pups. They're very similar in many ways. He'll wear him like a glove. Here's Burt. Tried to flick it out. Did well, the big man, to get it to Blakey. Blakey comes back towards centre wing. Kangaroos, through shepherding, have a chance to go up towards half forward. The kick on that occasion coming from Sinclair. It's on centre wing. Jakovic gets caught. Ball spilled free. Carey doing some heavy bullocking work. The Eagles keep it in towards Colliker. Colliker gets it back to Jakovic. This is a good start. Jakovic has a bout. He's going to be caught. Just gets his kick in time, and it wobbles over the line on centre wing.
It was pretty good work there by Jakovic, because he left his men, left Carey behind. He had to go at the ball. Rocker was in between the two of them, and they both clashed pretty heavily. But you can just tell from Glenn Jakovic, you can always just tell the way he's fired up at the beginning of this game. He's pumped today.
I'd say he's been thinking of this one for some time. Chris. Burton, front spot. Cousins almost taken high. Not paid. Flick back towards Colliker, couldn't take it cleanly. Watt had it, then lost it. No one able to get through. Eventually it comes back to Shannon Watt. This time he gets boot to ball. Goes up towards and over the head of McKernan. Rocker was also there, but he couldn't take it cleanly. Working hard once again. Here he is, Cousins. He sets up the hand pass to Matera. Matera's on centre wing. He goes wide. Kick's got to be good. It was almost very good to Mark Miranda. Tried to do it in the end with the one hand, and it didn't work. Spider with speed. Pickett. Look out, Byron. He shrugs one tackle. He's clear. Burton does well, the big man, to do the shepherding. Kicks up towards half forward, but only as far as Trent Carroll, who chops it off.
Ben Cousins, very early in this match, already had 5 possessions. He just picks them up at will. He's in such good form. Stevens is going to have to close the gap.
Carroll's kick, a little disappointing, into the middle. Roos have the numbers. Grant gives it to Stevens. He gets his first kick. It's a wobbly old punt kick up towards the half-forward line. Rocker applies a good tackle. Ball spilled through. There's Cousins again. Could have almost got a shove in the back. Grant is taken to ground. Good tackle. That was by Darren Glass, and we've got a bounce. And down goes the umpire. Now, who's going to get pinged for that?
Oh, cut him in half, that one. The flying leg actually has cut the umpire in half.
Have a look at this.
There it is. There's nothing in that one. Play on, Umpy.
Here's the bounce. It was Harvey who got it away initially. Pickett, look at them, gang tackle.
Sandy, we've seen Pickett actually starting in the centre of the ground today. They've given him more of a midfield role early on in the piece, whereas in the last few weeks he's certainly been down forward, but he's creating havoc around the midfield just with his hardness.
Eagles looking to make an early change. Richard Taylor, who started on the bench, setting himself to come on. Gardner smashes it down. That was well done. found his man in Daniel Kerr, got a kick that probably made them 35 metres, and we've got another throw.
I talked about at the beginning of the game that David King may have gone on to Ben Cousins. He's actually got the job on Philip Matera now. Matera's very integral in the Eagles getting off to a good start. If he plays well, you generally find the West Coast Eagles play well. He's the barometer for the team.
Gardner and Burton contesting again. Out comes Gardner, somehow got boot to ball, that was okay. Williams, can he get clear? Gets it across and in towards the forward line, away to the right. One behind. Tight opening. Good tight opening, as you would expect. The crowd nudging 30,000. Shades of the good old days of the 90s when these two sides were at each other's throats. Harvey was very good when they last met. A little bit of time and space to come away, then goes directly down the middle. Gardner will be a little late on Burton, and Big Spider takes the mark.
Terrific kick by Harvey. Just adjusted it at the last moment. Actually saw Spider out of the corner of his eye. Just a great kick.
Burton towards Pickett. No dramas for Pickett, marking in front of Daniel Kerr. He goes towards right half forward. The kick a little too wide for Shannon Grant.
Sandy, the Kangaroo. Sorry, mate. The Kangaroos bench is Jones, Clayton, Teague, and Cochrane.
Thanks, Barra. In the Kangaroos attacking zone, it's on right half forward. Rocker to contest the ruck work. Did it with Carroll at the back. It's interesting to see Johnny Blakey in there once again for the Kangaroos. He's playing in his 339th game. It's an outstanding achievement. And to think he's only 34 years of age.
He's been around for ages. Just been a very good footballer, as John Blakey. Very honest. You never normally see him put in a bad game.
No, you're right there. Here's an opportunity for the Roos now, although Matera can chop it off. Tucks it under his arm, and he's got Jakovic streaming away. He can go. Carey chases, but Jakovic beats him. He started well, Glenn Jakovic. He's got the early psychological advantage. Here goes Cousins, but it's chopped off away from him. Jason McCartney.
What was he thinking?
I think he's trying to check something.
I think you're right, too.
Didn't work.
Jason.
That's where you want to find a hole in the ground and disappear, but you can't. Cousins. Well, Cousins, that's a poor kick. He's kicked it straight to Burton. Spider with time to recover. Goes back in towards the middle. McKernan gets late on the scene. There's no mark. McKernan recovers. He gets caught. Tries to skirt the back door. Can't do so. And there'll be a ball up. No, the umpire allowing play to go on. Grant and Pickett lead in the race. It comes towards Shannon Grant now. Nice little hand pass is good to Rawlings. He's got Blakey on the outer side. Look at him go now. Here he is, 34 years of age. Spears a beautiful pass into Carey.
Terrific kick.
You won't see it on camera, but he led 3 times in to try and get rid of Jakovic.
From 55, is he coming back into form after 6 goals last week? It's a booming punt, and it's a great start for the Kangaroos, their opening goal.
Great start. Yeah, great start for Carey. And also, look, you can trace this goal back to Byron Pickett in the centre of the ground. Now, see that bump there? He's been doing that sort of thing for the first 6 or 7 minutes of this game, just putting pressure on. Blakey was way too loose on the wing and just spots Carey. And as you said, Maney, it was his 3rd or 4th lead. And that's just a great kick from outside 50. He's on a bit of a roll with his goal kicking at the moment, Wayne. Ominous signs.
6 goals last week after being moved from defence early in the game to Wayne Carey, and he's got the first today. He's got 657 now in his career. So the Kangaroos away, out of the middle. Stevens will try and soccer off the ground. He goes again. Little Anthony Stevens from Shepparton. Hand pass almost a little too flash for Motlop, but he's able to recover. Tries to draw the player. Cousins won't let him go. Don't worry about that. He's forced to go back in the middle, but it wasn't far enough. And it was chopped off by Mark Miranda. Didn't get an effective and clearing hand pass away. Motlop gets it to Pickett. Pickett is away once more. Runs through the middle. Still going. They're going to get him. Look out, Byron. Magnificent tackle by Andrew Williams. He hasn't missed a game this year, Williams, and he's got the free kick in the middle of the ground.
Well, just Williams, he just kept going and going, and he knew that that Pickett was going to hold on for it too long.
Kerr passes, and that's an absolute beauty. And out comes the steam train in Troy Wilson, taking the mark 40 metres out directly in front.
Sandy Cousins is down on the far side. He's in the hands of the trainers. Cousins didn't look too good.
Well spotted, Barrett. I can see him now on that outer side. Didn't exactly see what happened to him.
It was actually it was a fair but quite a hard tackle from Stevens, putting him under some physical pressure, and Ben didn't get up from it at all.
He's coming off. Cousins is coming off.
Well, maybe just for a little bit of a 5-minute spell, but it matters not to Troy Wilson. Welcome back, he says. I'm back in the outfit and I've kicked our first for the day.
Well, not only is that an important goal for the West Coast Eagles, but it's an important goal for Wilson because he's been back at Watford. He kicked 7 goals, 5, and if there's been one part of his game that's slightly let him down just a little bit this year, it's been his shots on goal. Sometimes it's the easy set shots from dead out in front that he's missed. And as I said, he offers a contest, he leads hard, and we saw that he's not frightened to run through packs. And he's going to cause Mickey Martin some problems today.
Ben Cousins is off the ground. This is why.
Just a hard tackle there. There was a fair tackle, and you've got to make him earn it. And I'm sure Stevens has had in his game plan put Ben Cousins under pressure. That's what he's done. But Ben will bounce back.
Troy Wilson has his first goal, his 24th for the season. Gardner and Burton go at it again. It was won by the latter, but who can win it out of the middle? Short little chip kick goes out in front of Shannon Watt. Needs a little bit of support and gets it from Brent Harvey. Harvey, Stevens, back to Harvey. He's got it on centre wing and he's got a little bit of space. Away goes Brent Harvey up towards the sprinting Burton. Go, Spider, go, say the Kangaroo fans. And he does from 50 into Carey. Can't quite get there. The door opens for Jakovic and he finds the line.
Gee, as a forward, Maney, I mean, you just rely on good disposal. Now, Spider, he's run in uncontested there. It's a 15, 20-metre kick. He must spot that kick. When he spots that kick to Carey, it's a shot on goal from 15 metres out.
Gardner over the top. No one able to get it away cleanly. Here's a snap in towards full forward. Jakovic got a touch. He did get a touch, and it's a behind.
North are very good at boundary throw-ins or ball-ups. They have their players actually on their move. They're not on the flat foot, and there we saw. And they're just so hard to try and stop a play when he's got the ball and he's moving.
Kick back into play is marked by Wooden. Josh Wooden. Playing his 50th game today, so a mini milestone for him. Let's hope he has a good one. Goes to Matera just short. Now, Matera could go over the top. He thinks about Jones and spots him. He's got another one. He's got Taylor loose too, down towards centre wing. It's a flat-looking punt. The umpire's gone down again, picked himself up. Taylor's recovered. Beautifully tackled. He could be gone. Yeah. Pickett. Look at Pickett. Tries to thread his way through and didn't get the real advantage. So it's going to come back. But that was a sensational tackle. Makepeace. And he's got the ball just forward of centre. Carey.
Great one from Carey.
That was clever, wasn't it?
He has ran it from the wing to receive that. He saw the opening there. He knew that Jakovic was down back and Carroll was picking him up. And, oh, God, that was very smart play.
And this is a similar distance.
He doesn't want to kick it, does he?
To his first goal, and now he's looking for options. Now he's going to go back. Jakovic is screaming to teammates in the square. And I really has told Gardner to get back there and provide some height on that very last line because he knows the distance will test him. So he wants Spider. That was clever because Gardner left him. They're able to affect the spoil, however. Glass's hand pass is a little errant, but they may get out of trouble only as far as Carey again, this time from 55. Again, he looks up towards McKernan. One grab, couldn't complete the mark, tried to pull the ball back in, was unsuccessful. Pressure on the defence as Carroll goes towards the line. Going to be kept in play by Harvey. The hand pass is okay to Grant, but he's clean. The ball spills free, and Wooden should be able to clear for the Eagles. Back towards the centre wing area. And there, Andrew Williams sees it over the line.
There's been some fantastic tackling at this stage of the game. I mean, actually, North Melbourne had 41 tackles last week against Melbourne, and I think they've already had 7 or 8 here today. But just physical tackling, actually trying to punish the opponent.
They're the best in the league at tackling. They're the #1 team, so they're not afraid to get in there and have a go.
Burton, Harvey, and Colbert combined. Rocker was in the thick of things but couldn't take it. Jakovic has left Carey and away he comes. Pickett's giving chase. Byron almost gets him. Jakovic gets his kick. Gardner's made space on centre wing and he's got the old foot on the accelerator.
This is what he does best, Sandy.
With 90 strides away he goes from Burton. Stevens comes in, but a good shepherding sees him clear. That was by Matera. Into the forward line. Miranda is lurking, but there's a mark. I think it's going to be paid to Mick Martin. Playing in front. Back comes Martin and again transfers play to Colbert on the outer side. Lee Colbert taking time to settle in to the Roos way of life, but appears to be just doing that now. Grant, was that ball pulled back in? Umpire Brett Rosebery says no.
Mentioned Josh Wooden in the pre-game stuff, and he's really progressed a little bit this year. He has been a little bit disappointing for the West Coast Eagles, but he's been given a bit of a lifeline this last month by Ken Judge, and he hasn't let the side down. I think he's picking up Harvey at the moment.
9 minutes remaining in this first quarter. We're up under to the line.
Sandy, Ben Cousins is up and around. Looks like he'll be going back onto the ground. It was a hit to the head, and he was a little bit dazed, but I think he's okay.
Good news for Eagles fans. Cousins standing by to come back on. Rocker contesting in the big man department at the throw-in, and then he goes with a roundhouse left towards Makepeace. His kick again goes over the line.
Scott, you can see the tactics, just having Carey and Jakovic one-on-one in the inside the 50 on their own. Basically, Dennis Pagan looking for Carey to outdo Jakovic on the ground, I would say. The ball hits the ground.
Throw in again. Rocker edged out of it. Matera's at the back, and he slaps it down towards Wooden. Harvey might beat him, but he might run out of room. He's crushed into the ground. You've got to get a free kick. That wasn't very subtle.
No, he just got his head over the ball, and it's really quite a cheap free kick there. The ball was going to go out of bounds anyway. Leading possession getter at this stage, Harvey, is up to 8.
Well, he started the way he played when these two sides, Scott, last met. He was in scintillating form. Over the line once more, and there's a Roo down too behind play, very slow to get up. Could be Makepeace, but he's up now.
Quite physical in there.
Here comes McKernan at the back of the pack, hasn't had a sniff yet. Matera, or perhaps a little errant if Pickett could get onto it. He does towards Sinclair. Sinclair gives it away towards Watt short to Pickett, and he marks inside 50.
Made him pay, haven't they, Scotty? Peter Matera, he really just threw that ball away, basically. He didn't try to find a target. What's happening here?
And, Marty, you can put that down to Pickett's just referred pressure, that was. Pickett he just attacks the football, and people know when he's out there. Peter Matera, he wanted to get that one away in a hurry. There's no doubt about that.
It's just handy having the #1 tackle in the AFL playing across the half-forward line. You know he's going to tackle, you know he's going to keep the ball in.
Cousins back on, and Rawlings now to have a shot. The 20-year-old from Devonport to stretch the Kangaroos' lead to 7 points. Kicking from 35 metres. Geez, given them a bit of a challenge, hasn't he? But he's got there. Rawlings has his first goal and just his 5th for the season.
And here it is here, the tap out. Matera had a bit more time, and we just see Pickett lurking around, tapping the ball. He actually deserved to get this ball back, as we're seeing Bob up again now. And just had the patience to choose the right option, give Rawlings quite an easy shot on goal. Didn't make it look comfortable, but it was still 6 points all the same.
Dennis Pagan still adjusting his forward setup. Rocker and McKernan are both off the ground, and Clayton and Cochrane have come on, so he's still got a little bit of working out to do.
Well, McKernan at this stage has not touched it. So there's your answer, Sandy.
Yep. Centre bounce once again after the Rawlings goal, and it's the Roos through Shannon Grant. What can he do on the right foot? He bends it back. It bounces over the back of the pack. Inside 50 once again for the Kangaroos, but it should be chopped off, and it will be by Darren Glass as he goes to the outer side. Matera's got space. Cousins says, "You go." And he does, up towards the right half-forward line. He puts it out in front of Rowan Jones. Jones closing in on the 50, goes onto the left foot, in towards Phil Matera. Couldn't take the mark, and it goes over the line in the left forward pocket for the Eagles. Had
the option of centering the ball. It was Wilson on Martin there. If you go out of that pocket while it's the favoured side for right footer like Philip Matera, it still makes it pretty difficult. You know, if you stick to team rules and centre the ball, you've got more chances of scoring goals.
From the throw-in, flicked in towards goal, and to the pocket, to the line, and over. We've got another throw-in.
There's a lot of action around the boundary lines at the moment, where one player's going for the ball and the opposition player's trying to actually pick him off. See Stevens just hobbling away there. Certainly no love lost between these teams.
Barry Anthony Stevens. Colbert could have been taken high. Plays on now. Motlop. There's players down behind play. They're going down like 9 pins. Matera almost on centre wing. away from Pickett. Flicks it round the body. It's high. Difficult one to grab. Blakey and co stand their ground. A couple of high flyers. One was Rowan Jones, but he couldn't take the mark. They go into half forward. There's a rule down behind play there. And they may have to hold this up. Although the umpire's saying to Mick Martin, you can play on now. And he does to Watt. The Kangaroo is still down. Watt goes towards the outer side. Hagan ringing yet another change. McKernan's coming back on as I speak. Clayton is off. And Rocket is back on again. And Cochrane is also off. How do you work that one out?
You reckon they've just gone onto the bench and he's just had a quick chat to him?
I think that's probably what it must be. But we've got a player being carried from the ground. I can't see who it is.
It's David King. It's David King. Sandy, unbelievable. Got taken out by Troy Wilson.
In the meantime, Jason McCartney marks on the very last line of defence. It takes a lot to take David King out of a game, but he's being carried from the ground. Sinclair, 2-on-1 duel. Well, he's got the free kick, Jess Sinclair.
Been good early, Scotty.
He has. He's been good, and he had to mark that. It was against 2 West Coast Eagles opponent. Just committed himself.
Stevens is limping off too now. This is unbelievable.
5.5 minutes remaining. Sinclair towards centre wing. Cochrane, the flyer from behind. Just come back out on the ground. Couldn't take the mark. The Colica hand pass is okay towards Fletcher. He goes inboard, but it's poor. Watt might make him pay from the centre of the ground. Here we go towards Carey and Jakovic. Jakovic with a big fist. Here's Matera. There's Wirrabunda both lurking. Matera puts it out in front. He's looking for the free kick. He's going to have to work for this footy. Bang! Welcome Byron Pickett. And Chris Mainwaring could feel that because he said he's the toughest in the business. But the Eagles still have possession and they're still going on the outer side. Here's Taylor. Started on the bench. Steadies. Century kick in towards half forward. Wilson came out like a road train. Couldn't take the mark. This is a tough, fierce quarter. One of the toughest we've seen so far this season for an opening term. Here's Carey. Off to Shannon Grant. He's going to have to be quick. No one at all to kick to. And look who's there. Carey had left Jakovic. He's got to be careful he doesn't kick it back to Carey. Marking just in front is Rowan Jones.
It's just a good old-fashioned game of footy with lots of physical clashes at the moment. Both players, the players from both sides are just having a good hot go.
Kicked up towards half forward. Oh, that's an excellent mark by Williams. I wonder, Barry, have you got any news on David King?
David King is down and out at the moment. It's hurt his back. And Stevens, here he goes.
Here's a goal to the West Coast Eagles. Daniel Kerr. So, plenty of drama here. King, I'm looking at, has just picked himself up. He's tougher than old boots. Whether he can come back in this first quarter remains to be seen. But in the meantime, Daniel Kerr has kicked his 4th goal for the season and his first for the day.
Somewhere out of that wall zone, we actually manufactured a goal. And Kerr just getting in front of the play. Just good finish. I mean, he backed his opponents to win it. Slotted it through quite comfortably.
Tell you what, Scotty, that is a very apt description. It is a war zone at the moment.
Well, we've got Wilson at one end, just absolutely going hell for leather to get the footy. We've got Pickett in the middle of the ground trying to take our blokes fairly, left, right and centre. I mean, it's a terrific spectacle at the moment.
Gee, that bump on Matera. Unbelievable. The hand pass over the top came from Jones. Going to be chopped off by Blakey. Away he goes. Good kick. Towards half forward. Measured it beautifully. Pulled in by Brent Harvey. Kicked straight into the man on the mark. Carroll is away. The Eagles are away. Back towards centre wing. Blakey could have caught a little bit of a shot from Miranda. It was unnoticed, and Mark Miranda will kick the Eagles deep into their attacking zone once again. In towards the 50. This is very handy for the Eagles with just 3.5 minutes remaining, and it's Ben Cousins who's got the footy. That's good news. Cousins, Matera on the lead. Marks 45 out. 45-degree angle.
And it's interesting now with King coming off, Matera just having a little bit too much pace. I think it's fatigue down there. But King was able to match Matera for pace. He's a very quick over the first 5 or 10. They'll find it hard to match up on him now.
A good finish to this first quarter by the Eagles. Matera kicking for his first. He's been a goal kicker this season, 23, but his accuracy has been somewhat questionable. 23 goals, 17 from 45. That looks a pretty good kick. Shaves the post. 23-18.
Sandy, just to complete that injury update from down here, the war zone. King's got a bad back now, and Stevens has got a calf, and I don't think Stevens will be back.
Well, at least they've got David King up. That's one bit of news that could be positive. They've been hit hard. Motlop comes back into play towards centre wing, and that's an excellent mark by Burton.
Pretty good duel so far,
Yeah,
these two.
they have. He's got to get under it with a 9-iron to get over Gardner. Kicks in towards centre. He was looking for Sinclair, but again, he's been outpointed by Williams, who gives it to Matera. He appears to have recovered from that heavy knock. He finds Colica. Colica looks down towards the half-forward line, and an excellent diving mark has been taken by Miranda.
He's just starting to find a little bit of the football too, Miranda.
Centering, look out, here comes Troy the boy. This time couldn't take it cleanly. The Roos to clear once more. Their defence is really feeling the pinch though at the moment. Could have been some holding on there. Players allowed to go on, so Makepeace does. He kicks towards centre wing. He was looking for Rawlings, taken out by Punda, and we've got a throw in on centre wing.
Well, the Eagles have done all the attacking in the last 5 minutes of this quarter. They've been inside their 56 times. The Roos haven't been inside. One thing the Eagles are doing, they're playing on very quickly. They're just trying to move the ball as quickly as possible into their attacking zone.
Burton, front spot. Waiting down was Fletcher. Down towards half-forward. Can Harvey get a sniff of it? No, he can't. Well done by Jones. Gets it off to Wooden. Can he celebrate his 50th? He does with a flying pass into half-forward. Gee, Miranda was going past. He almost took that. Jones may get another chance. No, he won't, but the door will open towards Kerr. Tries to get it away towards Embley. Can't do so. Picked up by Jess Sinclair. Thought about the hand pass to Grant. Still thinking. Eventually goes onto that awkward-looking right foot. Kicks up towards centre wing. McKernan can't get into the game. And he's given away a free kick. Didn't know there was a lot in that. But
yeah, it didn't look like there was too much in that one to me. McKernan just going for the ball and skittled a couple of West Coast Eagles players, but umpire was in a reasonable position.
Carroll to Matera. He goes further downfield. They've got to go back.
We've got a loose player up here on the wing, West Coast.
Michael Colica plays on now to Taylor. And now another whistle. Spider Burton. He's going to have his name go in the book for an elite, what looked to be perhaps it'll be unduly rough play.
Well, why not? We've had everything else in this first quarter.
And look at Spider towering over Daniel Kerr. And we've got players coming from everywhere. But it has been a roughhouse first term. Make no mistake about that. Here it is again.
I think basically he just had his elbow up a little bit high, but gee, it's hard for someone like Spider, isn't it?
How does he get that low? However, play goes on, and under a minute remaining in the first quarter. Vital seconds now as far as the Eagles are concerned. Wilson held it for a long time, then did well to get the hand pass to Williams. Williams goes goals. Lovely looking kick, and the Eagles finishing the first term on a high. Andrew Williams gets his first goal, his 21st for the season. There's an arm wrestle for the first 20 minutes of this quarter. Now the Eagles have suddenly taken control.
I tell you what, one thing that the Kangaroos are doing, they are forcing the Eagles to go wide when they're coming into their forward zone. But a couple of weeks ago against Port Adelaide, we saw Troy Wilson in about a similar situation, and he tried to finesse with it a little bit too much in that stage. And I remember he came off afterwards, Scotty. Today, he just gave the handball out first thought, and it's resulted in a goal. And that's where he at his best. Once he's crashed through the pack, he's got the ball, first thought, and everybody knows what's going on in the team.
Callum Chambers on the ground for the Eagles. Will be on for 33 seconds in this first quarter. The Eagles are leading by a kick out of the middle. The Grant hand pass is going to be chopped off by Kerr. They're away once again. Kerr's kick as Matera comes steaming out, gives the hand pass away. This is dangerous. Miranda towards goal. What a goal by Mark Miranda! They're hot at the moment, the Eagles.
Out of the centre, Scotty. That's where they've been winning it.
No doubt. Daniel Kerr, he's very good in tight, congested spaces. We've seen him many times this year win the ball in close and actually have the ability to get himself out of trouble and deliver. Didn't do anything fancy. Just got it quickly into his forward line. And Matera, we told you that he was going to worry for pace. He's starting to do that. And great finish, Miranda. That's what Miranda's good at. Opportunist goals.
Just the second goal for the season for Mark Miranda, but an absolute beauty with 13 seconds remaining in the quarter, and it gives the Eagles a 2-goal break. No breeze to speak of here at Subiaco. It's a bright sunny day, and the crowd has especially got behind the home side. I can say there's a lot of support for the Kangaroos, especially when you look back over the years, the West Australians that have played for North Melbourne and the Kangaroos. It's better for Rocker.
That was always going to happen. The two Eagles players started on the half-back line. They both tried to come in as being the extra man inside the square, but they just left Rocker standing there all on his own. Now, Matera tried to get back, but it was all too late. The damage had been done. And realistically, he should be having a shot on goal here had the Eagles players just stuck to him.
Well, distance won't be a problem for him, but the one thing that has troubled him this year has been his accuracy. He's kicked 25 goals, 16, but he can kick it a country mile. He's kicking from 55. It's a drop punt. It's a pretty good-looking kick off the boot, but just away to the left. One behind. Second quarter, though. It's all set to continue. Gardner back in the fray, got up a little too early for the likes of Burton. Out of the middle, the tackle is a beauty by Makepeace on Miranda. And there will be a bounce on centre wing. He kicked a very, very good goal. He's kicked several excellent goals. I think I might have said he only had one for the quarter, but Mrs. Miranda rang up and said, no, he's kicked 11. And she's quite right. Pickett, look at that. Wasn't it clever to Sinclair? He goes up towards the half-forward line. Rocker was there, but he couldn't do anything about it. Rawlings, the tackle on Wirpunda is good. Carey wants the free kick. He won't get it. And there will be a bounce just inside the 50 for the Kangaroos in their attacking zone. A crowd of over 33,340 here at the moment. And this is shades of the good old days, Chris, isn't it?
Yeah, great clash so far.
Pretty average bounce, but it may sit nicely for Harvey, although Jakovic is there once again. He gives it away to Wirpunda, and he's clear too, coming towards the half-back line. Williams could have been a target, but Rocker gets there and forces it to the line and forces another throw-in.
The Kangaroos, again, are very good at throw-ins and ball-ups. They just punch the ball towards goal, and just all their players just flood. It's a set play. They know exactly what's going on.
Cox, Chambers, Munro and Hunter on the bench. Carroll, the hand pass is okay. The Eagles, gee, they'd love the first goal, wouldn't they? Miranda gets a horrendous bounce. Motlop just waits, then goes on to the left foot. McKernan could have been held. He's still being held. He's a little frustrated. Matera comes away, kicks beautifully towards the half-forward line. The mark taken by Embley. Plays on to Miranda once again. He chips into the forward line. Martin from the back is the effective spoiler. Matera picks up the crumbs, gives it away quickly towards Kerr. From a standing start, he chips wide and puts through a behind.
They did everything right then, the Eagles, except for probably the delivery.
Yeah, I thought Embley actually had Philip Matera. I mean, he had the option of Matera or Wilson, and he went to Wilson, who had a man on him, and Matera was quite free. So, look, it's easier sitting here up in the commentary box, but I'll tell you what, Matera, Philip, would not be too happy at the moment.
But if he just had to put that ball a little bit further out in front of Wilson, allowed him to hit it at full pace, I don't think Martin would have got to him.
Blakey takes the kick in. Good to see David King back. As Adrian Barrett said, he copped a heavy one in the first quarter. Makepeace, the hand pass is okay to Spider Burton. He's having a fair game. Burton goes up towards half forward. Rocker is taken out of it and he's going to get the free kick. Well, perhaps he accentuated a little.
That's a soft one. That is a soft one.
Rocker can kick a long ball. He's 75 out. He goes with a magnificent kick. What a mighty goal from Severio Rocker. That was 70 metres.
He can kick the ball further than, I don't know. I mean, did Buckley kick the ball that far? I'm not sure, but when he gets the ball basically anywhere from centre half forward, from the line of the square, I mean, he is a chance. Look at that. He's kicked that from the line of the square.
Well, you can see why you'd have him playing at centre half forward, because if he can kick from that far out, you've only got to get the ball within that vicinity and leave Carey back there, because he doesn't have to run as far, and with his groin, gives him a bit of a rest.
Severio Rocker kicks his 540th career goal, and what a beauty. Here he is, you can see, on the edge of the square, inside the square.
And it's still almost carried the fence. I mean, that is a massive kick.
Team lifting goal, that one. There's now one straight kick in it. Umpire Martin Ellis. Burton again winning it down towards Harvey. Harvey kicking inside 50. Carey, Jakovic, McKernan, the hand pass. And then he does well for the Shepherd. Grant, he gets around, he's on this left foot. What can he do in that pocket? It'll be a miraculous goal. He goes across the face and puts through a behind.
It's backing yourself.
It is, and Harvey just up to 11 possessions now, really starting to have a bit of an influence midfield. I don't think Wooden is paying him anywhere near enough attention at this stage. He's a damaging player, Harvey. Can't let him get too much of the ball.
5 points now, the margin. Matera sitting in the back pocket. This ground now looking like a very, very good top-line stadium with the grandstands being completed. Carroll changes direction and he goes laterally straight across the ground, but it's going to be quite okay. Glass is away towards centre wing now. Watch out for Shannon Grant here. This could be interesting. Beautifully controlled, and Cousins is away. He'll put the Eagles inside 50. Here comes Mickey Martin and Wilson. McCartney was at the back. He's had a black all day so far. Matera slung, but he gets the hand pass wide. Socket off the ground. Lacks of fortune straight to Shannon Grant. He's got Spider doing some work in the middle of the ground. Some fancy work too, as he twists and turns and goes onto the left foot. Looks down towards Rocker. Carroll's got him, not before he gets it away towards Pickett. With him is Matera. And we've got a throw in on left half forward.
Probably just could have gone back then, Spider, and actually just, I mean, he's a good kick from where he was, and he's put it into a dangerous zone. Probably just trying to finesse a little bit too much.
Burton again, and he wins it. Kerr on halfback. Shepherding sees him clear. Sinclair backs himself and showed courage backing into the pack.
I tell you, they're happy that David King's back on the ground and playing on Philip Matera, because Matera certainly ignited the Eagles in the latter half of that first quarter when King went off.
Rocker again was a target. It's socket off the ground into half forward. No mark taken. That was Clayton who did the soccering work. Rawlings claiming the mark. Pundar's away, but there's been a throw. And will it be Clayton or will it be Rawlings who'll take the free kick directly in front and just 47 metres out? It looks as though it's going to be Shane Clayton, and he has a chance to kick his first goal for the day, his 12th of the season, but more importantly, a chance to put the Kangaroos back in front. At one stage, the Eagles led by 12 points. Clayton with a stammering approach, kicks from 47, good-looking kick, and the Kangaroos shave the post.
Well, they've brought Dean Cox onto the ground, which basically now will release Gardner to go to centre forward. Fletcher was the person who came off to make way for Cox, so they're going to try and expose the Roos a little bit with their height.
Jakovic takes the kick, heads towards the half-back line. There is Dean Cox. Spearing it in towards the middle of the ground. Good-looking kick taken by Miranda. Jakovic, this looks promising. He goes down to Gardner, who'd snuck away from Big Spider. He'll try and draw the big man again. Oh, he takes him on. He plays on. He kicks from 50 metres. It's a nightmare of a kick, and it's gone out of bounds on the full in the right forward pocket.
He did all the work.
Looked fantastic,
yeah, sold the dummy and everything. The two big ruckmen playing like rovers, but he just didn't finish it off.
Excitement.
Colbert, King's going to have to be quick. Oh, it's a bad hand pass towards McCartney, but he tidies up well, then almost goes straight towards Colbert again. King is there. They've made a meal of this. King, can he get out of it? He does with another hand pass. A wider one further still to McCartney. McCartney goes back again. They've had 10 possessions and they've gone 12 metres. Finally, they find Carey on half-back. That was not easy. Carey, the centre wing. Watch out for Pickett at the back. Doesn't fly. Burton, the hand pass a little too sharp for either Pickett or Harvey. And it's Matera who takes it over the line.
Wayne Carey just trying to run Glenn Jakovic around a little bit. We saw him down the back line picking up a possession. I wonder if that's just the message now from Dennis Pagan.
Almost on centre wing. Colbert, controlled by Carey. Just stuck. Up went the one hand. Carey on centre wing, towards the 50, towards Pickett. Rocker!
Oh, he's taken it.
What a sensational grab by Severio Rocker. Well, there's a real contest going on for Mark of the Year in the AFL this year.
Look at that.
And you could just about put Severio in that too.
That's a big jump from the big fella.
Well, he's done it all today. He's kicked one from 70, and now he's probably taken another contender for Mark of the Year. He's had a big day, Sav.
Slight angle, shouldn't be a problem for him. Kicking from 51 metres. It's like a step pass to Severio Rocker, and he goals. 2 goals to Severio Roca, and he, above anyone else, has turned this second quarter around for the Kangaroos.
He has, just with 2 acts of sheer brilliance. One kick from 70 metres, and this mark, I thought it had actually gone past him, put the big mitts out and dragged it back in. Did well to get that big frame off the ground, kept his eye on the ball, pulled it in, did not touch the ground. That's a great mark.
Severio Roca becomes the only multiple goal scorer on the ground with 2 absolute thumpers and a sensational mark. Excellent football. Cousins again rips the Eagles out of the middle up towards Miranda. Motlop is right there with him. Motlop just pushing towards the line, keep it in play, then King intercepts. David King controls the spinning ball well, gives it back to Shannon Motlop. He looks into the middle because it's spotted Clayton. It's a 2-on-1 battle, and Kerr beats them. Well done. Gets the hand pass across to Jones. Jones goes inside 50 towards Wilson. Martin will want the boundary line. Big Mick, but Wilson's got other ideas. Again, he farms out the hand pass. The Eagles looking much better at the moment. He goes back in towards the big man, Cox. Wilson is there as well. He's on 50, gives away a little ground. There's now 65 out. Taking him on. Is this Wooten going for goal? It's a great-looking kick, and he's kicked it. Josh Wooten celebrating his 50th with a goal.
Well, Josh Wooden kicked the goal, but Troy Wilson did all the hard work. That's the one thing about him. When the ball hits the ground, Wilson is still very good. He goes through the packs, and twice we saw him feed out the handball. A couple of times there, Scotty, we were looking at it and we thought, what the decision-making there by a couple of the Eagles. I think it was Jones may have been. He missed the handball just over the top to a play clear. But Josh Wooden backed himself, and he's grown in confidence without a doubt in the last few weeks, Wooden.
Just makes a difference when a player actually runs at the goals. I mean, we saw him meandering around the 50. He just turned, went at the goals, backed himself, direct footy.
So Wooden has his first goal. Corey Jones is on the ground for the Kangaroos. We've got a real ball game here unfolding. It's a 4-point margin. Sinclair in with aggression over the top, would have almost given away the free kick. Cousins picks up another one. Great interception by Harvey, though, as he kicks the Kangaroos deep into the forward line. Pickett slipped at the crucial stage, so did Matera, but Matera was the first to recover. Gets a hand pass wide. Jakovic, Cousins, they're everywhere at the moment. Matera goes back again. Jakovic away from a frustrated Carey, but Carey maintained the pressure. He's forced to kick wide, very wide. Will it be kept in play? It will, and it's back to Jakovic once again. Up towards Miranda, marks in front of Motlop. Wants to go on with it because he's got a player drifting down the ground. On the 50, and the mark is taken by Callum Chambers.
They've been able to keep their forward line very open today, West Coast. They build up very well through the midfield, but they have a very open forward line. Chambers
goes for distance. He's gone towards Wilson, who's in that pack. Martin is there, King is there, Matera slung, and the ball is over the line. Just slamming into the post, so we've got a throw in the right forward pocket. Jason McCartney, we're in 5 for the Roos. He's had a bit of a battle so far today. He'll contest, though, with Gardner. Gardner with a slight height advantage. Puts it over the back. Watt first forced to defend. Blakey gets a bad bounce, then he tried to sock off the ground. He does have support, however, and they're able to get out of trouble. Makepeace puts it in front of Carey. Now, this will be interesting. Carey and Jakovic. Not a lot to kick to. He goes round the corner. Wirapunda will provide the opposition on Rawlings. Wirapunda beats him. Goes back into the middle, chopped off by Harvey. He's picking up a ton of possessions. Harvey, that is a very clever kick. Spotted Shannon Grant just inside the 50. Grant wants to go on with it. He's got a player in Sinclair on a better angle and closer to goal, and Jess Sinclair knows this ground pretty well. He'll go back and kick for goal.
He's played quite well today. Scotty, David Wirapunda might be a bit harsh, but I reckon he should have turned towards the boundary then. He went inboard and he's paid the penalty because he was under pressure. Now, had his kick, which went off the side of his foot a bit, did that on this side of the ground, going towards the boundary line, then you don't find yourself in this situation. So, good pressure, though, by the Roos.
A chance for Sinclair to regain the lead for the Kangaroos. Down at the moment by 4 points. Kicking from 45 metres. Great looking kick, and he's kicked the goal, and the Roos hit the front.
Pretty good finish by Sinclair. Looks like he's actually put in a fair amount of work into his kicking, because it was never a strength, but that was an excellent finish. There's the Wirrapunta kick. Probably should have turned to the boundary just to go a little bit more defensive, but it was this kick here that I thought actually set it up. As Grant, we see him so often do, just perfectly weighted kick, which sets up an easy shot at goal, which Sinclair was good enough to finish off.
Jess Sinclair, in his 61st game, gets his 30th career goal. His first for the day, and it gives the Roos the lead as Harvey sends them down inside 50 once again. Rawling, scouting. Grant is there as well. Gives a little ground, then gives it to McKernan. Look at the kick by Corey McKernan. His first for the day, and a memorable goal. What a goal by Corey McKernan.
Well, if you get the ball out of the centre nice and quick, then, you know, you get it going your way. And the person who's been mainly responsible and probably been the best player on the ground so far today has been Harvey. He's been absolutely fantastic, and I'm not sure if I'm pretty sure it's Wooden that's picking him up. And I think you mentioned him, he's had 14 possessions, but they've been damaging possessions, and they've all been forward of the centre, generally driving the ball forward. In the end, it was a good goal by McKernan, but basically manufactured out of the centre.
One kick, one goal to Corey McKernan. That'll do his confidence the world of good. And all of a sudden, the Kangaroos are out to an 8-point lead. Back in the middle, Burton down towards Grant. Tried to give it away. In the end, it was Cox, and the big man did well. Chance foul for Williams to send the Eagles up towards Gardner. Taken out of it, could have copped a slight shove. Watt heads for the boundary line with a little toe poke, and he will find it. Eventually, no, yes, he will. We've got a throw in on the right half forward flank for the West Coast Eagles. Here's Blakey defending to Shannon Grant. Goes round onto that left foot that he knows so well. Sinclair finds the line.
And Dennis Pagan has switched. He's put Makepeace now onto Philip Matera, and he's put David King to run with Ben Cousins. So King's come out of the back pocket to try and curb a bit of the influence that Cousins is having on the game.
Burton and Gardner, the former, pushing wide to Sinclair.
I think that move, Chris, is also just to get King around the footy a bit. I mean, he's only had 6 or 7 possessions at this stage, and a lot different to what we've seen of David King so far this year.
Burton and Gardner again, won by Burton. King, well, it was almost a high tackle. David King goes again, soccers off the ground in towards the middle of the ground. Colbert taken out of it. Eagles have the numbers. Cousins kicks wide towards Matera, needs assistance and gets it from Wooden, goes back again to Cousins. How many possessions is this, Scotty?
He's up to 14 now.
Here's the road train in Troy Wilson. The juggler takes it with the one hand eventually, and he's directly in front, 55 metres out.
What was good about that was just the fact that Wilson, he saw Cousins once, went to give it to him. He didn't pass him the ball, but he kept running and presented himself. And in fact, Martin stopped at one stage.
Directly in front, kicking from 55. He already has one. A high, long drop punt. It will struggle for distance, and it's belted over the back from behind by Spider Burton and the boys in blue and white.
Just didn't quite get onto that one. Normally he'd comfortably make the distance, but he just pushed that a little bit too high. Didn't really get enough drive going through the ball.
Brent Harvey to himself, and then has a couple of bounces. Draws the player, then goes over the top. Oh, it's dangerous. He's put Motlop under a ton of pressure. He goes back to Harvey, who tumbles it up towards McKernan on centre wing. A little too wide, and both he and Darren Glass see it over the line.
I like what Dennis Pagan has done, is he's drawn Peter Matera, who's been the Eagles' best defender. He's got him down there on the fullback line there with Byron Pickett, and just keeping him out of way. Very smart move. And then Kerry's now dragged Jakovic up the ground. They're going to try and expose him in that area.
Cousins picks up yet another possession to Chambers, to half forward. Doing the roving work was Sinclair. I think if Dennis Pagan could get him out in the stand with Matera to go with him, he'd probably even do that. Here's King. Nice to see him back. As I said, he's tough as old nails, but he copped a really hard one. The Kangaroos frittering away with some short work here, and it may come unstuck. Matera working very, very hard. Collinger tries to get clear, taken away by Montlock. He goes short again to King. David King decides, let's get out of here, and he just pumps it long towards Carey. Got someone going past him, McKernan. Caught from the wrong side. He didn't realise, but he was hemmed in on both the left and right. He looked to the right, thought he was clear, but bang, all of a sudden on the left, look out.
Blindsided by Trent Carroll, he was.
So we've got a throw in. 8 minutes remaining in the first half in what has been an excellent contest and still anyone's game. Hand pass over the top from Cousins to Kerr. Ricochets back towards Sinclair. Kerr right there with him. Another ball up.
Trent Carroll is playing on McKernan. He's done a fantastic job. He's another player who probably started off a bit slow, but he's come good in the last month, I reckon, Scott.
Building on confidence, I think.
Yeah. I think reading the paper too, saying he started up forward earlier in the end. He just prefers playing back, where he can just run out the ball.
Bounce could be slapped towards the line. Well, it's going to be okay for the Eagles in the end. And away goes this prolific possession getter once more. Kick number 15 goes up towards Matera. He's outpointed on this occasion. Real game of defences, and it's fantastic to watch. The thrust and parry of both sides as they go backwards and forwards on this ground. This is Shannon Grant. Held it for a while, then got the hand pass away towards David King. Normally likes a run and a bounce, but this time just kicks towards Carey. Carey and Jakovic. Neither has the ascendancy on this occasion. Jakovic, the hand pass okay to Werpunda. He goes wide into the outer side of the mark, taken by Glass. Called to play on, and he does to Chambers. Chambers has got a player on centre wing, but it only had to be a little straighter. He had Kane Munro on the outer wing all alone, but couldn't find him. We've got to throw it.
Good chain of handball, though. Quick handball, just moved it around a little bit, and we're starting to see Werpunda and Matera just run off.
Cox towards the line. Unable to hold his footing was Kane Munro.
Manny, and Sandy, I guess what it highlights to me with Peter Matera, despite being in the twilight of his career, he is just so integral to their back line. I mean, if he can hold up and get through some injury-free weeks, he's just so integral to them.
Been a magnificent player. So is this man, John Blakey. From a standing start, that's a very good kick. Rawlings couldn't find a position. Carey slips, the door opens for Jakovic. He gives it to the man we were just talking about. Oh, what a tackle on Matera. What a sensational tackle. And he might pay a very heavy price because Carey dropped back into the square and the kick was short, but it was good from Corey Jones. He'll shoot for goal from 20 metres. And look at them converge on Pickett for that tackle, Chris.
That's what I was telling you about. He's the #1 tackler in the AFL. Having someone like him in your forward line to restrict the ball from moving. As we wait for the shot on goal from Carey.
He swoops, he's like a lion. Carey, well, he teased the goal umpire a little, but he's got it. Carey gets his second goal. He kicked one in the first term. And the Kangaroos have steadied to extend their lead 34-47.
Also partly just got to beg the question, what were the Eagles players saying to Matera? Surely there must have been other eyes around for him because he's running out. Pickett's ran him down from behind. Surely his teammates, you've got to be telling him that you're hot.
They started to actually run away from him, looking for the receive. They should have been getting in close for the Shepherd and a talk.
It was like the lion and the deer, wasn't it? He just closed in on him and ate him.
He had 7 tackles last week, Byron Pickett, and they're ferocious tackles too. He absolutely punishes them.
So, back in the middle, the Kangaroos edging clear. Harvey can't get it out of the centre, but he does have support, goes up towards the half-forward line. Close to half-time here, and the Eagles would desperately like a steadier. Holding on there.
You're kidding me.
Unbelievable. Rawlings. It'd been a whistle.
This other umpire's
spotted it. Yeah.
I mean, how could you miss this? Not that one. This one.
Burton off, Clayton on. Werpunda has it. Just on the defensive side of centre wing. He finds Cox.
Just no movement. Wilson's way too far away.
East Perth will look towards Gardner, but as you said, Chris, no movement whatsoever. And we've got to throw in just ahead of centre wing, heading towards the left half forward.
Not a real good option by Cox there, the 20-metre kick to the boundary. Better off just waiting and actually forcing his forwards to present up and just kicking to a contest.
Cox and McKernan, well, they could have been in dancing classes together. They were holding each other there. Harvey and Wooden. Harvey ripped off the ball. Did he have it? It appeared not. The umpire's certainly letting it go. And finally, we have a bounce on left half forward.
Crucial time this quarter. A few minutes to go. Kangaroos certainly bounced back in the second half of this quarter. They've been very good. Their tackling's been good. Goals from outside 50.
Courtesy of S. Rocker. An opportunity maybe for Miranda, but Harvey intercepts. And it ricochets away into the left forward pocket region as Richard Taylor warms up on the sideline for the Eagles.
Sandy, you just get the feeling that West Coast must at least maintain this, I guess, the score advantage that the Roos have got. It can't blow out any further.
You'd think if the Roos got another one before half-time, it's going to be a major challenge. And here's an opportunity just maybe for Matera, but only for a moment.
Yeah, they could certainly do with a goal before half-time, the Eagles. Otherwise, the lead, especially if the Roos were to get another goal, would be quite dangerous for him. But a great tackle from Cousins. Just does so much work.
Harvey again. This has been a trait of his today. There's a couple of bounces, and then chips and finds his man. Jason McCartney originally came down from nil. Looks up towards centre wing. McKernan was giving a nice old shove. It mattered not, he couldn't get a possession. Flicked in towards half forward, but chopped off. Sinclair comes in over the top. Harvey is there as well. And so too is umpire Michael Avon, and there'll be a ball up.
Sandy, you talk about Ben Cousins. I mean, he's had time off the ground today. We'd probably expect to look at his stats and see them to be down. He's had 16 possessions.
10 in this quarter.
He's a machine, isn't he? He's unbelievable. They've got a chance to go forward once again. It's a high kick in towards half forward. Martin chops it off.
Well, Wilson lost his feet, and as soon as you lose your feet and you're on the ground, you're out of the contest, and it was an easy one for Martin in the end.
Kangaroo fans delighted to see their old defender back in business. Here's Carey again with a one hand. 1, 2, 3. Not paid the mark. He can't believe it. Williams plays on. Gives the hand pass to Djakovic. Carey behind players, shaking the head as he watches his old arch rival amble down the left half forward. Kick a long left foot punt in towards full forward. But a tremendous mark on that last line of defence. Is again going to chop it off. Let's have a look again at Carey. What do you think, boys?
1, 2, 3, 4. Line ball.
Yeah,
line ball.
He was getting interfered a little bit by Djakovic. You know, if the mark wasn't there, perhaps a free kick.
Another great contest between them, though, isn't it?
Gardner and McCartney both there. So too is Kerr. Clever little kick. Clever little centering kick. And now the opportunity is with Cousins, just to put the icing on the possessions that he's had so far in the game, as McKernan leaves the ground and Burton comes on for the Kangaroos.
Sandy, for Ben Cousins to, I mean, he's already a champion, basically. I know that word gets bandied around a lot, but to take himself into the next echelon of players, these are the goals that he has to kick. I mean, we know that he can get his 30, 35 possessions, but just to actually finish with 1 or 2 goals a game every week really elevates him to star status.
Cochran coming back onto the ground. It's just a couple of minutes remaining for the Kangaroos, and Corey Jones is off. But the action is with Ben Cousins. A handful of goals this season, 9 at the moment. Kicking from 40 metres, starts it right, swinging back, and he's got it. He's got it.
Well, with only a minute 42 to go, that's a very handy goal. It brings it back to just a 1-goal difference, now 6 points. And the Eagles will go in it. And you're right, Scotty, because North have, I'd say, dominated this quarter. And for the Eagles to have held on as much as they have, I reckon it's been a bit of a credit. You know, the Eagles in the first quarter certainly seem to be dominating, but the Roos have had the majority of the play.
Well, this is what the Eagles did in the first quarter. A couple of late goals. They were able to edge 12 points clear. The Kangaroos have hit back in this second term, but it's still only a kick in it, and it's Cox who again gets it out of the middle. He's done some handy work, actually, since coming onto the ground. Oh, there's an excellent smother by Harvey, and he puts the foot on the accelerator and he chases because Cousins was away there. Harvey goes again around Cousins. Cousins persists. Here goes David King, loves to run. Kicks a long, long goal in towards full forward. It will be a goal. It will be a goal. Pickett is marked right on the line. Tremendous work by David King. That's trademark David King. Taking it under the arm and sprinting clear. And well done by Harvey too.
There's no more exciting player on the burst than David King. I mean, he gets the ball and he's what people actually just pay to come and see. Kick it, you thought he might have shepherded it through, but eyes for the ball, took the mark, and he'll finish off here.
Pickett makes no mistake. He gets the goal, but it's those players down the field that certainly deserve full attention. 8-5 plays 6-5, another 2-goal break.
Yeah, you're exactly right. One of the things that as a team, while you give credit to the person who kicked the goal, you've got to see where it was manufactured from. You've got to see where it was produced, and Harvey was just absolutely sensational. He's had 19 possessions, and I would say he'd go close to being the best man on the ground so far. His work has just been first class.
Pickett's had a very good run. He played every game last season. He hasn't missed a game this year, and he's just capped off some magnificent team play with a goal. Seconds only remaining. Again, it's a 2-goal break to the Kangaroos. Spider-Burton's in the middle. Cox is in the middle for the Eagles. Harvey, with those 19 possessions, is there as well. Waiting down and taking it away was Jones. Got the hand pass quickly clear. There's time for Miranda if he can take a mark here to get it down towards full forward. He gets a bad bounce. Chambers gets a good one. Chambers on the outer side. Gets in towards 50. Now looks towards full forward. Martin, Wilson at the back. Cox. Cox doing the roving. Onto the left foot. He kicks the goal. Dean Cox kicks, I think, his first goal in AFL football. And what a memorable one. Doing the roving work, boys. You know all about that.
He was happy about it too. Put the 2 arms in the air. Backed himself here. Chambers actually took the bounce. And it was a good kick because he actually kicked it to the, well, basically the dangerous side of Wilson. And just good running by Cox to present himself down there. And it was a Rovers goal too.
Well, no side able to break away here. Again, it's one kick the difference.
The beauty about that is the ball was moved pretty quickly down in the forward line, and Cox has come from the centre to get down there. So great effort by Cox.
And now he's back in the middle again, and he'll be pumped. Don't worry about that. But it's his immediate opponent in Burton who gets it clear down towards Jakovic. Wirpanda could have been held. Plays on. Jakovic sockers off the ground. He wants the boundary line. Clayton, can he find it? He's got it. He keeps it in play. He passes short. Wirpanda at the back is Harvey over the line from behind. Desperate work by the Eagles' defence.
Centre bounce is so crucial. We're just seeing whichever side wins it out of the centre, all of a sudden it's straight down to the goals. It's just enormous pressure to win the centre clearance.
Right on siren time. Wirpanda brings it back. And that ends a very tired but a very exciting first half here at Subiaco. 7 points is the margin going into the second half. Remember that the Kangaroos coming up have Essendon, Brisbane and Sydney at the SCG. It's a tough road home, so they've got to make the most of every possible game. Motlop and Cochrane combining on the half-back line. Grant was lurking there but couldn't take it. Was almost thrown out the back door. Straight to Cox. He turns around and sends the Eagles deeper into attack towards Wilson and Martin. Both get a hand on it, but that is all. The Colica hand pass goes astray. Matera couldn't take it, but he recovers. This is Matera. Away he goes. Onto the boot he puts it, but it's just a little way across the face of goal and through from behind.
Well, I don't think Michael Colica should have been as unselfish as he was. He should have just went for the goal himself. Put sort of Matera in the wrong position.
No doubt Michael Colica feels more comfortable in defence, mainly.
Blakey's kick. Strong mark by Shannon Grant. Diving away. Thought about Cochrane short. Now elects to go longer towards Rocker, just with pure strength. He's kicked a couple of long bombs today. Has put his hand up for one of the marks of the year. heads towards McKernan. Struggle to get into the game. Rawlings waiting down in front. McKernan does some good shepherding work. Rawlings centering kick in towards Sinclair. Great mark by Jess Sinclair in opposition to Chambers, and he'll go back from 35 metres out directly in front. The opportunity to give the Roos a flying start in the second half and to stretch their lead.
Just strong hands by Sinclair. Just got good purchase of the ball. I mean, it was really a half chance, but he took it. We've seen him already slot one from a similar distance today. So you'd back him in from here.
Yes, that came in the second quarter. 1 of 6 that the Kangaroos booted in that term. Sinclair. Very, very deliberate as this young left footer. But it matters not. He's kicked the goal. They lead by 12 points.
Well, he's certainly enjoyed himself since he's moved back to Victoria and into the Roos lineup, rather than being one of the focal players, I suppose, down the Fremantle Docks. He had a bit of a cult following over here and a lot of responsibility. He can just blend into a Roos side that's got so many other champion players. It just allows him then to play his own game, and I think it's been, you know, one of his better seasons without a doubt, Scotty, since he's been in the AFL.
Yeah, he's always had a good attitude and a lot of heart, money, and I think he's just starting to put some polish on it now.
Again, we have this 12-point break favouring the Kangaroos. Remember, the West Coast led by 11 points at quarter time. The Roos turned that around in the second term to have a 7-point break at half-time. It's now 12. Burton and Cox go at it in the middle. Colbert can't get out, has a fresh air shot, needs assistance. Still in the middle. There will be another bounce.
And if you just check the ball ups, most of the Roos players are in the front position, and they just have access to the ball. The Eagles players need to stand in front of them, because the Roos have probably just been that little bit better in clearing the ball so far today.
Burton and Cox almost standing toe-to-toe. That's dangerous with the umpire almost in between them. Burton flicks it wide out the back door. Williams did well. Gets it away nicely. Now, this may be an opportunity for the Eagles through Chambers. He looks inside 50. Wilson is there. Oh, he should have taken the mark because Martin ricocheted away from him. Here's Matera. The pace of Matera will call him in, and he'll kick a goal.
Well, he's opened up very dangerously again. Philip Matera missed a snap early in this quarter. He wasn't going to actually take a snap then. I think he definitely wanted to get closer to the goal line. Backed his pace. Good kick by Chambers, who really looks like he's a good mover. Kicks the ball well. Phil Matera just backing himself with his pace. Good finish.
Well, this really has been the pattern of the game, hasn't it? A couple of early goals in each quarter, then they knuckle down and fight it out. And then one side usually finishes off with a couple to close out the quarter. Good contest. Out of the middle, Colica, the hand pass is okay. Here's a chance now for Wooden in his 50th game. Kicks up to half forward. Wasn't well directed, and Harvey, who's been one of the most prolific possession winners on the ground today, taking the mark at half-back. Defends short to Makepeace. Makepeace gives it to Blakey. You're going to have to be quick, Johnny. He is just getting his kick up towards the 50. Rocker almost pulled it in with the one hand. Now he lays an egg. You've got to be careful there. Umpire Martin Ellis comes in and decides that he'll take charge on the Kangaroos 50.
Just body to body, we see Rocker's shown that he's just a little bit too strong for Trent Carroll. In the air, I think Carroll can match him, but in a one-on-one, body-to-body contest, Rocker's a hard man to move.
Rocker has 2 goals, Sinclair 2 and Carey 2. Motlop hurriedly onto the left foot over the head of Wirpunda, beautifully controlled by Pickett. That is sensational play. Matera won't get him. Pickett will kick the goal. Grand play. You go a long way to see that, boys. That was just sensational.
Class on class, and class came through, really, wasn't it? Again, getting back to that ball up we just saw a moment ago, you had the 2 Roos players who were standing there on their own on the defensive sort of side. The West Coast Eagles players failing to man up. It's been an area where the Roos have been very good at it today, but, you know, that was a very good goal. And as I said, to try and turn Peter Matera inside out, you have to be a class act.
Well, there is no doubt that Byron Pickett is that? A class act. He has kicked his second goal. Back in the middle we go once more. Cox doing some heavy work, but it finishes with Burton. His long hand pass, Carroll couldn't take it. Rocker was held, and he's going to be paid the free kick. It wasn't severe, it wasn't serious, but it was there.
And he's working his way on top in this contest. He was well held earlier on, but he certainly would be in the lead now.
Long and low. He wanted Carey. He finds him eventually. Who gives it to Sinclair? The ball is held to Sinclair. Eventually spills free. Eagles have the numbers at the moment, but only for a minute. Oh, that's an excellent smother by Matera. And now an opportunity for them to clear through Kane Munro, who goes to the outer wing. Only for a moment. Blakey, despite his 34 years, gives it away to Pickett. Back to Blakey once more. He bounced his way down towards the 50. He can sniff a goal. Johnny Blakey centering into Burton. One grab, not taken. Shannon Grant spins out of the pack, gives it to Cochrane, tumbles it quickly towards goal. Probably had a little more time than he thought, and there will be a throw-in in the right forward pocket.
Pretty crucial period at the moment, because you can just feel the Roos are just sensing that they can probably nick a few extra goals here. They've got the run of the play. The Eagles under some pressure to try and withstand it.
Cox, Rocker, Harvey, always dangerous. How can you kick that? Well, he just gives it straight to Pickett.
That is a fantastic kick. He actually knew he was running into an almost impossible shot. He looked for the option, and that sort of kick is not easy to do, and he has just absolutely spotted Pickett here. Sorry, Pickett. That is a terrific kick. Class.
Sort of the reverse check side, wasn't it, the way he held it?
And very unselfish, you know, just to actually have the composure to go to a team rule, which is to square the ball. That's fantastic.
But he's got to finish it off. This to give the Roos the biggest lead in the game so far. And he has done that. He's kicked the goal. Pickett has 3 goals.
Yeah, as you said, that's his second in a row on Peter Matera. Now, do you leave Matera there, or do you try to force and get Pickett away from the goal line, because he's just starting to become a little bit dangerous at the moment? The problem being is who are you going to put there? And when you could bring Matera up onto the ball a little bit and allow him to get into the game, Scotty.
Well, your other option is to put Wirapunda on him, and I'm sure the crowd would love that. Wirapunda on Pickett, but it's a tough call.
3 goals to Byron Pickett in what is turning out to be a match-winning performance. His tackling has been a feature. Here's Colica getting the hand pass quickly. Now the Eagles desperate for the next goal to stay in this game. Sinclair's been busy, but he gets a bad bounce on that occasion. Kerr's taken to the ground by Cochrane, picked up by Colbert. Kicks it quickly, only as far as the centre of the ground, and it's going to be chopped off. Carroll goes wide to the outer side. Here's an opportunity for Cousins. Short little chip on the half volley. No mark taken. Martin holds it up. Ball spilled in towards the centre. Here he is, the road train in Wilson. Can't do anything this time. There's been a trip, however. There has been a trip, and it'll be a free kick.
So normally the umpire's very reluctant to give free kicks away inside the 50, but we've seen 4 or 5 today where probably borderline ones that they'd normally let go, but they've done it, I guess, on both sides of the coin today, so full credit to them. They've paid them when they've seen them.
Wilson's only goal today came from this end of the ground in the first term.
What you guys have called for is happening. They're trying to put Wirapunda on the Pickett. Should be a great matchup.
Wilson for goal. 24 so far for the season. Make that 25, and the Eagles hold on.
Well, he needed to jail that one. Wilson, he's been on target, unlike some of his previous efforts where he's been spraying him a little bit. A good tackle here by Colbert, because as you caught it, the freight train of Wilson was coming through, and he's not an easy man to stop. But unfortunately, for the Roos, the free kick was given away. And the Eagles are just keeping in this game at the moment.
Troy Wilson becomes the first multiple goal scorer for the Eagles. They won't go away. They're annoying. They're still there, down by 12 points.
Centre bounce again crucial here, Sandy. Cox and Burton have been going pretty hard at it.
A perfect bounce. Cox Perhaps read it better. King, Soccer's off the ground. Rocker, too strong and in front of Carroll, takes the mark, plays on very quickly to Cochrane. Cochrane goes with a high ball to McKernan, Carey and co. Belted down, waiting there is where Punter gets a fist to it and takes it to the line.
It's certainly Sav Rocker, the North Melbourne player, who stepped up this quarter. I mean, he's looking ominous out at centre-half forward. Too strong for Carroll. They're going to have to make a change there. McKernan, well, he hasn't had much of an impact at all. It's been Sav, the one who's really the key up forward.
Just that one kick in the goal. Here's Carey, tries to soccer off the ground. Danger, look at this. Pickett for number 4. Around the body, thank you, he says. I'll take number 4.
Well, if it hasn't been Sav, it's been Pickett that's been doing also the damage, and you would have to think now that they'll have to make a move, or Peter Matera's just got to close up the gap, because a lot of goals that Pickett's been getting have just been, you know, on the ground type of play. And he's just getting a little bit too away from Peter Matera, and he's pretty happy about it. But they've got to win the ball out of the centre of the Eagles. That's where they've been getting beaten.
The quarter has belonged to Byron Pickett. He's booted 3 goals. He's got 4 for the match. And again, the Roos open up an 18-point advantage. Cox and Burton to go at it once more. Down to Cousins. Around the body he goes. Up towards the 50. They've been able to answer with only 1. They've got to do more than that. Kerr gets caught. Ball ricochets away. Martin on the last line of defence pounces on it. He slips. He doesn't get it out well. That was good to Watt. They've got a bit of time to go towards Shannon Grant. They've got the loose player too. Grant looks down towards centre wing and finds his man in Sinclair. He plays on. Goes on to the left foot. It's high. Up towards Carey and Jakovic. Carey, Jakovic. Look at the holding. Umpire says it's a line ball. No, he says I'll give it this time to Carey. And listen to the crowd. Carey plays on. He wants Pickett, and he's got Pickett.
He is on fire. He is on fire. Don't worry about that. He is your classic modern-day footballer now. He can play at both ends. He's just dynamite. He's a walking highlights reel, this bloke.
Yeah, good line, and you're right too. Pickett. Slide angle shouldn't be a worry to him.
It's just looking at there with Wayne Carey. He just tracked Glenn Jakovic's arm.
Does it well, doesn't he? Pickett for number 5. It's coming back. It's coming back. He's got number 5. Gee, what a quarter of football by one individual. 4 goals, and we've still got over 12 minutes remaining. We're halfway through the term.
The move's been made. They're going to put Peter Matera down in the forward line. We'll just see who comes back to pick up.
Who's lost the toss
Pickett,
then?
Yeah. And at the moment, Michael Coliker, I think, has been given the job. And John Blakey will now pick up Peter Matera in the half-forward flank, which, you know, if the move works, Matera can kick a few goals up forward.
Well, the danger signs are well and truly up now for the Eagles. 4-goal break to the Kangaroos, courtesy of Byron Pickett, who's booted 5.
I thought that was quite a long time to make that move, Sandy. 4 goals. You'd think that move would be made after a couple.
So Coliker has the job now. Out of the middle, it's the Kangaroos with the numbers once again. King has to go back in for it, and he does, and he kicks to half forward. McKernan gets it now, and he puts a long bomb in towards Pickett. Coliker is there. Pickett's interfered with. He's almost got the mark, miraculously. Socket off the ground. They're not out of it yet, the West Coast Eagles, where Punter could have been leg. The ball spills free once again. The umpire lets it go. Coliker kicks wide to the outer side. Cousins twists beautifully out of trouble. He's from half back, goes over to the centre now. Watt will be the spoiler from behind. Fists it down in front. Wooten is waiting there. Gives it back to Cousins. He is a running machine. He continues to go, and this time he finds his mark.
Classic Ben Cousins. Wins the ball on the half-back line, delivers to half-forward, and while the ball's in the air, actually just follows up. And once again, he's there again. You wonder why he gets 35 possessions a game. Hard running. Simple as that.
Wilson a chance for his 3rd. 4 goals at the moment, the margin. Distance shouldn't be a problem, and accuracy shouldn't be either for Troy Wilson. But he's kicking from 52. It is a lovely looking punt kick. Just off target. Just off target.
He's done pretty well though on Martin. I reckon he's He would have won the battle so far, and that's no mean task against Mickey Martin.
First game back, though, for Mick, perhaps. Taking him a little while.
The Eagles are playing with a very small half-forward line. They're just not getting the marks across that half-forward line, so it's making it pretty difficult. They haven't had inside their 50 much this quarter.
Here's Sinclair from Motlop. Sinclair's having a very good game, actually. He looks towards the 50 now as the Kangaroos threaten to go forward once again. Rocker is there. Sinclair's followed it down. Almost had a fresh air shot. Rocker keeps the ball in play, but only for a moment. It's smothered over the line.
He has been very good, Sandy. He's presented himself across, like you used to, Maney, across the wing there. Sinclair prepared to back himself in the one-on-one contest, and he's been a terrific avenue out of defence for them.
Gardner and Burton poked down in front. Rocker onto the left foot just to boom it away, and Shannon Grant will take the mark. Lucks of fortune outside 50. He thought about Short. He thought about Pickett. Now Pickett drops back. Colliker's right there with him. Carey Short also. He wants Pickett. Pickett is the man of the moment, but you've got to kick it to Pickett if he's going to mark it, and he won't on this occasion.
It's a tongue twister.
It's in the left forward pocket. Oh, no, it's a behind. It's one behind.
Just looking the more dangerous side. You know, obviously Pickett's got the 4 goals, but you can just sense at the moment the Roos and the Eagles are just finding it a bit tough at the moment. The players, you know, I think they can sort of sense it.
So it's been a grinding down process, hasn't it?
Yeah.
That's what they're very good at doing.
It's been a little bit more stop-start. I mean, the Eagles, you know, were able to run the ball and make it flow a little bit better in the first half, but just this quarter.
Colliker's kick goes towards the half-back line. Short one by Kane Munro, who's almost down to centre wing. Shannon Grant almost beheaded. And he's got the free kick on centre wing. A little bit enthusiastic Andrew Embley. Don't tell me Mickey Martin wants to kick a goal. He's 65 out. It's a flat-looking punt kick by Mick in towards Burton. But Gardner is there, and he has the better of the big man duel. Kicks wide to Wooden, who marks on the half-back flank. Jakovic is calling for it. Jakovic went too far underneath. Martin couldn't take it either. Carey was there. An opportunity maybe for Chambers. Close to the boundary line. He kicks it in play. And the mark is taken by Miranda. 9 minutes remaining in the quarter. Eagles have got to get a wriggle on here. They've got a chance for another one. Strong mark once again by Wilson. 48 metres out from goal, virtually directly in front. This time, can he convert?
Well, if they get it down there quick enough. I mean, Wilson's always going to give you a contest. Every time he has gone down there, they have looked for him, and most times he actually hasn't let them down.
Well, it's either going to be through Troy Wilson or Philip Matera that they're going to stay in touch. I mean, we've got Pickett wreaking havoc at one end, but Wilson needs to make the most of his opportunities to keep West Coast Eagles in the hunt.
From 52 metres, better looking kick. He's kicked the goal this time, and he's now got 3.
Well, they stopped a little semi-run on too, Scott, both times in this quarter. The Roos have been able to get 2 goals in succession, and you know, one of the things in football is you call it that run on, and it's very important that you make sure teams don't get more than 2 and you close it down. Every single time they've looked dangerous when they've gone for the Eagles is when they've moved the ball quick.
And Wilson, 3-1, he's kicked today. He's been criticised a lot for his kicking, but he's made the most of his opportunities.
With 3 goals won to Troy Wilson. 3-1 out of 10-7. So really he's done his job. Gardner working hard in the middle. Wooden, well caught by Sinclair. He almost threw it out. David King gives it away. Colbert goes long and wide. Carey and Jakovic. Here we go again. The old war horses. Carey this time wins the duel from 52 metres. It's coming back. It's Carey-like. It's magnificent. And it's a goal. No better answer than that, boys. I know you're sitting here next to me absolutely speechless. And Chris, you're wondering about that stat you gave me at the start of the day, the old 2-1-2-1. It's looking a bit ugly now.
No, they always like to make lies of you, don't they? But that's just a classic case of really being able to turn Glenn Jakovic inside out. That's probably Carey's ability, the one area where he can probably beat him. He's just a little bit more nimble than what Jacko is. Jacko needs, I suppose, a bigger turning circle.
3 goals to Carey, 5 to Pickett, 2 to Sinclair.
When you think of Carey's, I guess, main highlights against Djakovic, you always picture him just turning him along on the boundary line, and that was a classic example of that.
Yeah, their turning circles are interesting, aren't they? One's the Queen Mary, the other one's a considerably smaller boat. And there's an excellent mark too, just inside 50. The Kangaroos threatening to take control here. Rawlings is directly in front. And Ken Judge, with his coaching staff, sensing they have problems. There are loose players everywhere. Cochrane had drifted down there, and he's sitting now 35 metres out. There's another one. This is becoming a wrap. That is just unforgivable. And now Sav's going to play on. You want to be careful here. Goes with the left foot and kicks the goal. Too easy.
Wheels coming off.
Ken Judge, I think, would be absolutely livid. That was what, 4 players unchecked?
Look, I tell you now, there was a West Coast Eagles player that stood and looked at Sav Rocker there for a good 3 or 4 seconds, which is an eternity as a defender. And I don't know whether he actually assumed that the play had stopped or it was a dead ball or what, but you just have to play on. Just play on. That Ken Judge would be pulling his hair out.
Not a pretty sight if you're an Eagles supporter. But Sav Rocker now has 3 goals. They're really sharing it around. 3 to Carey, 5 to Pickett. Back in the middle once more. Shannon Grant out of the centre. Goes towards McKernan. It's a bad bounce at the back, though, is Rocker. Clever little flick. It almost worked. Maybe it will. Harvey goes back towards Cochrane. Cochrane's got Pickett wide. Oh, he was off. He had it spent, but he can go back and pick it up again. Still outside 50. Pickett onto the left foot. Good-looking left foot kick. Rawlings and Wirpunda. And over the line for 1 behind.
Again, it's out of the centre. Again, I keep pointing it out. The Kangaroos players are playing front and centre. They're getting their hands on the ball first. Now, it's okay if your side's winning the centre clearances, but the Eagles aren't. But they're trying to play, you know, as if they are winning the contest. So they need to get on their man.
Burton, the good spoiler. Rocker does the roving work. Carroll, a good smother, and we've got to throw in. Gardner wins it, but taken by Grant. Lovely little hand pass to Sinclair. He goes inside 50 once again. Well, the mark should have been taken by Colliker. That could prove costly. Attempted kick away by Djakovic. Grant applies the tackle once more. They're not out of it yet. Look at Pickett lurking. Cousins is there as well. Grant ducked his head, tries to go backwards. Going to be kept in play. This is by Jones, only for a moment. Out of bounds on the full, and the Kangaroos through Harvey will bring it back in.
Getting back those centre clearances, I mean, the Roos this quarter 7-3, and as I said, the Eagles players, they've got to close them down.
Harvey for possession number 25, Chris. Goes long in towards full forward, almost the one-hander. Here's Carey, can't get clear, ripped away from the footy. Rocker couldn't take it. Sinclair, cleverly done, keeps it in play, and there will be a bounce.
I think also the midfield drive of West Coast, which basically 80–90% of it comes from Ben Cousins. Grant's actually done a pretty good job on him this quarter. Grant's got 22 possessions himself, but Ben hasn't been as effective as he was in the last quarter.
31 points the margin, favouring the Kangaroos. Deep in their attacking zone once more. Needs someone going past. A little kick is away to the left and just slides onto the post. Sav. 1 behind.
Just hit the umpire on the leg, that ball there, and gave North an opportunity to kick a goal. They don't need any more of a help at the moment. They're going that well.
Wirpunda. Colbert was the flyer. Carey is the tackler. Eagles have the numbers, and they should be able to go forward through Jones. Up towards centre wing. Strong mark taken by Miranda. Pushed into the ball. He plays on now. This is where they've got an opportunity through Wilson. Well, there was some pushing and shoving and carrying on. Play's allowed to go on. And the Roos will clear. They've got numbers on the outer side. Burton will do the shepherding, but he'll get there too late because Blakey sees it over the line, and we've got to throw in.
Well, Scotty, the stats back up your the theory about the Eagles with only Cousins and no midfield. The Eagles aren't getting enough drive out of their midfield. The Kangaroos, 42 possessions of their midfield players. The Eagles, just 18. And if that's your engine room, well, that tells the story.
The old engine's got a problem.
Well, when they've got the ball forward, they've done quite well.
Martin is claimed. That kick is wide and on the full from Shannon Motlop. So the Eagles get another chance. Mickey Martin, in the meantime, picks himself up, chatting away there to Andrew Embley as Matera goes back. The Wilson lead is ignored for the moment. First one way, then the other. Matera still unsure. Well, he's going to go for him. He doesn't get him, but he picks himself up and he gives it back to Matera. That's how far he led. Matera, clever little kick. Was it? No. Perhaps tried to be a little too fancy on that situation, and Shannon Watt will chop it off. He gives it away to Blake, and he's got his runners streaming out of defence on the other side of the ground, and he uses them now. Makepeace is the first one. King's lurking further downfield, so too is Spider Burton. Carroll intercepts with a good spoil. May come back towards Watt and Makepeace once more. Neither can take it. Taken under arms, and he's away as Cousins. Bending it in towards half forward. They need a mark. Jones was the man he wanted, but he was behind. Motlop taken out of it, locked up at half forward, and a whistle has sounded with 4 minutes remaining in the quarter.
Some good physical clashes in that passage.
Ooh, Fletcher on Makepeace.
It's been the highlight of the day, those, though. There's been plenty of them.
It was started early on, wasn't it, with Byron Pickett, and it's gone on from there. Blakey's hell, loses it. Be a brave man who'd give a decision there against the Kangaroos.
Peter Matera's now come up onto the wing to take on Jess Sinclair. And he's been one of those guys that the Eagles really do need to get some more drive out of. Scott, that you're mentioning, the midfield battery of the Eagles have just been down a little bit in this quarter.
32 points the margin. They're down, but they're not out yet. They just need something quickly for the next couple of minutes. Here's Matera lurking in the pocket. Around he goes. He can smell this one. Has he got it? It looks good, and he's still there. Matera gets the goal.
Well, unlike Carey and Jakovic, this guy does have a tight turning circle. He just, when he hits the ball hard on the lead, the way that he actually gathers it and then turns and quickly faces goal again is just second to none. I mean, he's just fantastic. Built low to the ground, uses his low centre of gravity to actually just nimbly get around, and that is a much better finish from an opportunist forward pocket. He's crucial to him to get him back in this game, Philip Matera.
Just have a look at the bounce down here. Three Eagles players are on one side and the Roos are on the other side. I mean, you've got to man up if you're getting beaten.
2 goals to Philip Matera, both in this quarter. Down by 26 points. Not a lot in today's game, but they could do with another one before three-quarter time. It's, as you said, taken away by Colbert up towards the forward line. Here is the mobile highlights tape in Pickett. Takes on Colliger, beats him, bends it back, but not far enough.
And although he's done very well, Pickett, in the last 2 attempts and shots on goal, he's had opportunities to actually dish it off, and Big Sav Rocker was right in the danger zone there, so should have still got the ball across.
Under 3 minutes remaining. Colliger takes the kick in. Heads to the outer side. 27 points is the margin. It's the Kangaroos leading. Colbert will come over the top. Jones a spoiler. Rocker gets a call back to Colbert. Colbert's little chip in towards half forward. Now the Roos have the numbers here. Cochran says, get out of my darn way. Now give it back to me. Well, it will go over the top to Colbert. Suddenly he's picking up a little flurry of possessions. In towards half forward once again. Sinclair, if he can keep it in play, but it's wobbling towards the line. Carroll cuts across him too and sees it over. Jess Sinclair today, 12 kicks, a couple of hand passes, 5 marks. One of his better games. Another fresh air for a number. Rocker gets it away quickly. Motlop, clever little chip, beautifully done. Oh, Spider plays on. David King loves a goal. He loves a goal as David King, and he's got one. Well, and look at him go straight up after Spider and almost flattens him.
One of the features of the Roos today have been the ability of their players to get to a contest and to outnumber the Eagles, which just makes it so much easier. Time and time again, we've just seen players run over to just be that extra person to either put in a shepherd, and then, you know, by moving the ball quickly, it's very easy for these types of players to then just run forward. It's a set plan.
I think part of that is actually North in midfield. They've had a much better spread of possessions with Grant 22, Harvey being dominant. I mean, they've just spread the workload a little bit more than West Coast have, who rely heavily on Ben Cousins.
Burton beautifully to King. He just flicked it out the back door. Goes up towards the half-forward line. This time, Rocker beaten. And Carroll used the body well to take a fine mark. Comes from half-back, wider towards Miranda, almost down to centre wing. He takes the mark in front of Corey Jones. Jones, a late inclusion into the Kangaroo lineup with Simpson not taking his place. Kicks up towards half-forward. That's a strong mark. An excellent grab by Rowan Jones in front of the pack. Jones looks inside 50. They need a mark. They need a goal. And maybe they'll get it through Richard Taylor. He gives it away to Cousins and he'll kick the goal. Well, they're just hanging on. They're just hanging on, but they need a couple in quick succession.
You've got to give them credit for their ability to just keep fighting, because after Pickett had kicked his fourth goal this quarter, it really did look like that the floodgates had opened. It was going to be hard for the Eagles to stop that flow on, Scotty, but they've done pretty well to work themselves back into this game, and there's still, you know, still a chance at three-quarter time.
Well, they're certainly not out of it. There's no doubt about that. But Ben Cousins, he's just so crucial to him. I mean, he's had 2 goals. If he can maintain his effort in the last quarter, they're a chance.
2 goals to Cousins in another big display. This inspiring young man who wears number 9. But they need a little more than that. Here goes the Kangaroos through Grant out of the middle again. Rocker slips at the critical stage, and it gives the opportunity once again for Darren Glass. Can't take advantage of it though. Colbert is ridden into the ground. Cry of ball on the outer side, but young umpire Brett Roseby will have none of that, and he'll have a bounce.
Once again, Spider Burton, just that quick tap backwards a little bit. Grant or Harvey is normally at the fall of the ball, and away they go out of the centre.
Blakey close to the line, and this time taken over. Shannon Grant picking up the old stager, saying, come on, we're almost there. It's almost three-quarter time, and you can have a spell.
Sandy Money's been harping about centre clearances. 10-3 it is at this stage, and that's just a cardinal sin.
Yeah, tells a story, doesn't it? Fletcher to half-forward. Smashed back into the middle. Miranda. Pickett was coming one way, and he just missed him. Now, may give Wilson and Co a chance up forward. It'll give Matera one at the back, and he'll kick the goal. They're still there. Matera has 3 goals, all in this quarter. He's playing a lone hand up there. Well, almost, because Wilson's done a job too with 3.
Exactly what I was just going to say. I reckon they've worked in pretty well, because Wilson just hits the packs, and Matera's, I reckon, how many goals has he got? 3 of, yep, 3. 2 of them have been as a direct situation where Wilson's hit the back and he's been at the fall of the ball. And you mentioned before, Scotty, he is, I suppose, the yardstick, the barometer of how well they're going up forwards, Phil Matera.
Well, the crowd has come to life. 34,500 fans are here today, and they've seen the West Coast Eagles close the gap at 16-10 to 13-7, and that's what it'll be at three-quarter time. Burton is locked up in the middle. So they've come back with a couple of late goals, and they've kept themselves in the contest, the West Coast Eagles. A big, big quarter for Byron Pickett. He kicked 4 in that quarter. He has 5 for the match. Carey has 3, Sinclair has 2. Here we go, the final quarter. The Kangaroos by 21 points. They're knocking on the door of the 8 with a win today. But it's the Eagles through Cousins again, who wins it out of the middle. First goal vital as Josh Wooden playing his 50th game. Kicks up towards the half-forward line. Blakey running with the flight of the ball. Eyes on the ball. Takes the mark and stems the tide in front of Fletcher. Plays on quickly to Motlop. Motlop looks in towards the centre of the ground. Grant used the body, gave a little bit of a shove. Carey is at the back. gives it inboard to King. He loves this sort of situation. Measures the kick, spears it in towards full forward. Wirapunda chops it off. David Wirapunda to the half-back line. Jakovic steadies.
He's got nothing tall to kick to if he goes glass, except for the tallest player on the Eagles team.
Who was nearest to in Cox, and he just goes short. So he's got it on that outer side. Hugs the boundary line. Big pack of players and a strong mark taken in the pack by Shannon Watt. On centre wing. Wheels around again, but it just drops into the hole. These two playing keepies off at the moment.
Good positioning by Cox to cut that one off.
Taylor comes wide. Gardner's got to get his skates on, and the big man does well. Carey's now closing in on him, takes him to the line.
Sandy, pretty interesting benches down here. Peter Matsira has been left on the bench. Munro, Embley, and Will. There's a bit going on.
Oh, a bit of acting as Pickett wins it down to Sinclair. Carey in hard. Out it comes towards Kerr, ridden into the ground. Colbert, little kick to touch, and a clever kick too by Lee Colbert. Gains 25 or 30 metres.
Better just finish that bench.
I read with interest an article from Peter Bell talking about Wayne Carey and how he enjoys when the opposition crowd boo and jeer him. It actually inspires him on. So if the Eagles think it's going to work for him, it won't.
Oh, it's something straight out of Home and Away, that little lot. A high one, straight up and down. Harvey does the shepherding work, and that's a good mark taken by Corey Jones. Up towards the 50. Roos have the numbers. Mark's not going to be paid. Here goes Harvey. Always dangerous in this situation. A little too much on it, and Wirapunda smashes it over the line.
Just overcooked it a little bit. Harvey probably could have actually just kicked that to the top of the square where Grant was calling for the ball. But he's got plenty of the ball today, Harvey. Pretty good performance by him.
Burton, Cox, Jakovic. Jakovic pokes it down in front. He's given it to Harvey again. Harvey to Carey. Jakovic had snuck away. Carey will kick the goal from a standing start. It's a magnificent goal. And he looks to the crowd. He says, that is how it is done. Carey has 4, 1 in each quarter.
Glenn Jakovic has paid the penalty. You called it, Sandy, when you said he stood off him. He went for the punch, tried to be the third man over the top here. And there you go.
Mate, just having a look at Wayne kick this ball here, this is what he's done well today. He really composes himself when he's having a shot on goal. Doesn't rush. If he's got space, he just takes time, and his finish has been very good.
So Carey gets his 4th. His first for the quarter, and it could be one that really does shut the gate as far as the Kangaroos are concerned on the Eagles. Look at Pickett. Like a rag doll, he's been pinged on that occasion. First blue for the day. Taylor over the top to Colliker. Colliker still going, gives it back again. Maybe he can finish it off. He's inside 50. It'd be a marvellous run, and he does. Well done, Richard Taylor.
He's been very good for the Eagles this year, as Taylor. Been a little bit down on form today, but he does a lot of the midfield work with Cousins, and sort of really, I suppose, is his little lieutenant who gets in there. I was just sort of thinking with Harvey doing so well on Wooden, whether or not you could put Taylor onto Harvey and just try and close him down, because he's the danger player for the Eagles, is Harvey inside that centre square.
Well, again, the Eagles answer. But what they've got to do is put 2 or 3 goals on the board on the trot. Cox is back in the middle. He's set to contest with Spider-Bert. Been fascinating to watch the big men duel today. Oh, Spider picks it up out of the middle, gives it to Harvey. Hurriedly gets boot the ball. Clayton leads in the race. He's on centre wing. He's going to need assistance because he's clean bowled. Runs straight over the top of it. Now the door will open for Kerr and Fletcher and co. Kerr has it. Runs in towards the 50. Puts it up towards half forward. An effective spoil was by the boy from Nil and Jason McCartney. Just slaps it wide. Jones caught. Gives it back to Kerr. 46 metres. He goes for goal. Going to be close. Makepeace right on the last line. Juggled it over the line. Hence a behind.
Scotty, that's almost the difference between a young rookie like Daniel Kerr there and Wayne Carey, where, you know, that was a situation which, you know, wasn't an easy goal, but it could have easily slotted it through.
McCartney at the back, a 2-on-1 battle. He's quite happy to see it over the line.
Just sort of rushed it, just panicked that little touch.
McKernan and Martin on the bench for the Roos.
14-8 plays 17-10. Gee, there's some experience there, isn't there? Mick and Cora. From the throw. Motlop towards the line. Kept in play. Taylor again around the body, but Blakey will chop it off. This defence is so miserly. They give away very little. King's kick towards Makepeace. He gets taken out of it by Matera. It's called to play on. Matera does, just pops it over the top. Going to be okay. Adam Hunter takes the mark. Spent a lot of time on the bench, but he's found his mark on this occasion. Miranda in the hole will have a shot from 30 metres out.
They ran away with Miranda then. He was all on his own, and there was even a couple of North players or Kangaroos players in front of him, but they didn't turn around, and he should have been picked up a lot earlier. You can just see him there on the left-hand side, and you saw 3 Roos in front of him. That was very bad defending.
Miranda kicked a goal in the first term. He's got 12 for the season. He's kicked some very good goals. And he's kicked another one now to keep his side in the hunt.
Well, that's his job, Miranda. To actually just come on and chime in with 2 or 3 goals. He's been pretty good today. Made the most of his opportunities. But, gee, didn't he find a lot of space? He basically was there for about a week, I reckon, camped inside the 50 before they saw him. Finally got it to him. And that's the one thing about Miranda. He'll make the most of his opportunities, matey. He's actually a very good finisher. We've seen him kick some freak goals. This one was a little more standard, but once again, just as important.
14 points the margin, 15 minutes remaining. Don't write the Eagles off yet. Burton charges at his opponent, and the door opens again for Taylor and Co as he kicks down towards half-forward. Makepeace.
Great mark.
Tremendous grab.
Yep.
Blakey breaks wide. If it sits, he's in business. He's got a bit of time anyway. He'll give it to David King. King drives from half-back. Goes long up towards the middle of the ground. There could have been some holding on there. It gives Wooden the chance to sneak away. He's got Jakovic clear of Carey. Jakovic goes towards centre wing. Cochrane has to spoil, and he does so. Kerr gets caught, gets the hand pass away. Cochrane applies a good tackle. Spills free to Taylor. This could be a defining moment. Taylor kicks to the half-forward line. The man in front has taken the mark. He's just come on the ground. He's done a good job in Hunter. Up to half-forward once again. Shannon Grant chasing, defending, going towards the line. Kicks it in play, and he makes 35, 40 metres. Excellent defensive play.
That was very good work. Just 2 young and up-and-coming champions of the game. Just a one-on-one situation that time.
Giving away a lot of pace, Grant, there, but just harassed him out of the contest, didn't he?
He's got it back almost to centre wing. Burton with the left hand, juggling. Taylor has been busy in this last quarter. He gets clear. He centres once again. Here comes Wilson. Couldn't take the mark. He was like a freight train as he came charging out. It's on the 50 for the Eagles at the moment. It's locked up, and there'll be a ball up. Well, you just get the feeling that the Eagles are making one final charge here.
They are, and it's due to their midfield, who in the 3rd quarter went missing, and already this quarter 20 possessions to the Eagles, 11 to the Kangaroos. If they can present the forward line with enough opportunities, then we'll have a competitive game.
14 points is the difference. Burton slaps it, it's taken straight to Jones, who gives it to Fletcher, goes on to the left foot. This is going to be very close. Wilson! He's back again. The freight train has marked in the square, and he'll go back and kick for number 4 and make the margin just 8 points.
And Scott, not only in the centre bounce downs, but just around the ground now, the players, like you heard Rob Wiley say, we're going to man up in those situations. Now they're getting in front. They're getting their hands first to the ball, so they're getting first opportunities. And that was a great mark from Wilson. He saw it coming in. Fletcher just put it up there, and there you go.
We've seen 2 marks here today that would have scared the ground curator. One by Wilson and one by Rocker.
There's a little bit going off on off the ball at centre forward.
Drastic times for the Roos. Mickey Martin has been called back out onto the ground as Wilson, point-blank range, kicks the goal. Well, he's got 4.
He's done his job. He's definitely done his job up there, and the Eagles now have kicked the last 3, Scott. So they have certainly got the run of play, and now the pressure has all swung back around onto the Roos, whereas before it was all against the Eagles. And no wonder they've had that much possession of the ball. They've had it 9 times inside their 50 to 2. And if you're pumping it in there, you give yourself an opportunity to get the odd goal or 2.
Well, the way this game is going at the moment, the Eagles have the momentum. They can win this. The Kangaroos have got to find something. Pickett onto the ball in the middle. Who's going to take it out of the centre? It's Burton who flicks it wide. Smashed down towards Cousins. Corey Jones sets upon him. Motlop has a chance, but Fletcher meets him strongly. He tries to push it back in towards the middle of the ground. No one able to get clear. Eventually it comes out to Pickett, and he stands and he delivers. He goes long up towards 50. Carey, Jakovic, let them handle each other. We'll just play the game on. McKernan tried to slap it, but he had it stolen. The Eagles have risen. Here's Colliker on the outer side. Possession now. He goes over centre wing. David King backs with courage, but the mark is taken by Miranda. They are flying, the Eagles. Miranda kicks in towards Fletcher. Can't take it cleanly. Look at the tackle of Pickett. Again, he locks it up. And that is just fantastic to see.
The Eagles had a chance of getting a goal then, had Pickett not stopped Fletcher. Or Jones, I should say. Look at that. That's fantastic.
He's done it at both ends today, hasn't he? He's been absolutely outstanding.
This game has just risen another level, hasn't it?
8 points is the margin, favouring the Kangaroos. They threaten to blow it open in the 3rd term. Burton slaps it down. A Motlop taken to the line. Another throw in.
And Dennis Pagan, well, Mick Martin's coming off, but they did have a spare man in defence there at one stage, but that's only so Colbert can go back and play on Wilson now. And Big Mickey's coming off.
McCartney was only off mainly because he had the blood rule.
Okay.
Yeah. So Mick back on the bench. The Roos desperate for a steadier. This is Shannon Grant to the outer side. Jones flicks it over the back. A rocker. This time he's edged out. That was good play. Pushed back in towards the middle. Suddenly the West Coast Eagles have got a sniff here. The Darren Class hand pass is okay. Fletcher in the middle goes back once again. They've got it on centre wing. A chance for Wooden and Co to run here. He's still on centre wing. David King charges at him, but Wooden goes on. Kicks it high and long. Inside 50. They need a mark.
Another one.
Here he is, Adam Hunter. He spent half a day on the bench. He's come off and he could turn out to be a match winner. The Roos are rattled as Miranda marks inside 50.
Well, the pass was definitely for Wilson, but Miranda just snuck in there and took it. Have a look at this mark. Sandwiched in between the 2 Roos players, and he is a very good mark overhead. He's got a good leap on him.
He's a floater, isn't he?
Yep.
He can just come from 2 or 3 deep and drift. As long as no one makes any body contact with him, he's got that leap. A la Kenny Hunter, the way he used to drift across and take a grab. This kid's got it.
This is Miranda's most important shot at goal for the year.
This for number 3 for the day. This to make the margin just a couple of points. Oh, is it coming back? It has! It has! Miranda gets his 3rd. The Eagles go wild, so too do their fans, and we've got a 2-point ball game.
You've got to be happy for Miranda. I mean, with what he's gone through in the last 2 or 3 years, and really, I mean, he's rebuilding his career. And all of a sudden, in the last couple of weeks, we're seeing some positive. There we see the great mark. But he works hard on his game, Miranda, and to finish off here today with already 3 goals, full credit to him.
McKernan off for the Roos. Clayton is on. A 2-point ball game. At one stage, they led by over 6 goals, Kangaroos. The King kick is smothered. Cochrane with some fancy work, but straight to Fletcher. Sinclair a chance. Just keen to find the boundary line. Keen to try and cut this forward thrust off. Fine tackle, keeps it in play, and he goes again. Down towards Jakovic and Carey. Djakovic gets a kind of bounce initially, then Carey soccers off the ground. It's wide, but it's closer to goal, and that's what's important. They've got it in the left forward pocket.
Just a simple kick like that, and they're an extra 40 metres down towards their goal. And now it's just a test of the players to make the right decisions under, I suppose, some trying times. That'll be the difference.
4 goals to 1 so far in this final quarter. Burton in from the side. Smashed back towards the 50. King, he loves this. David King, caught, loses it. Pickett, no, King's been pinged. Well, he just tried to do a little too much. Set his sights on the goals and has turned it over. Back towards centre wing, smashed down in front. Pickett and Clayton are lurking there. They combine. Pickett's in cruise control. He goes for the open goal. He wants a steadier, and he gets it for the Kangaroos.
How good Byron Pickett. I mean, they're in trouble, so all of a sudden Pagan goes, I'm throwing my best player onto the ball. We've got to get Pickett involved. And he's everywhere. He makes tackles in defence. He comes forward and he wants to kick goals. I mean, he is an out-and-out champion, this guy. Love to watch him play. He brings people through the turnstiles. Cool finish from outside 50. He hasn't made many mistakes today, Sandy.
He's been outstanding, and Chris just has to worry about who he's going to give the 2 and 1 to in the voting.
The 3 votes have already been won yet. You're right, Sandy.
So Pickett, with 6 goals, gives the steadier to the Kangaroos, the one they so desperately wanted. Burton down towards Shannon Grant. He's forced to tackle Jones, smashed by Sinclair. King will run again. The legs may be tied. He caught one, a nasty one earlier in the game, but he's fired up once more in towards full forward, and Rucker is going to be paid the mark. The sign of a champion side as the Roos steady. They've got Shannon Grant down with what could be cramp behind play, just putting the boot back on, and Big Sav.
He's got underneath that, as Carroll. He had front position, but he just misjudged the flight of the ball. And he was trying to say to the umpire that he'd touched it, but important goal for Sav.
This for number 4. This to make the margin 14 points. He's kicking from 25 metres. Goal umpire watches it sail straight over his head, and he's got the goal. He's got his kicking boots on today, Sav. Came into this game with 25 goals, 16. He's booted 4 today, and all of a sudden the Roos have been able to right the ship and steady things down.
A good response from the Roos. They were under a little bit of pressure, and good work from Jess Sinclair there. Didn't try to actually grab the ball. He just punched it forward, and they're very well drilled at the Roos that basically once the ball goes forward, you just run en masse and get numbers to it.
What a seesawing game. 2 points, the margin, one moment. All of a sudden now, 18 points. Burton, too much height in the middle. Fletcher caught, gets it onto the left foot. Harvey delightfully done on the half volley. Prolific possession winner. He's given Carey and Djakovic a chance to go again. Carey front spot, taken high. Plays on. Harvey is there. Gets a hurried kick. He too is taken to ground, and we'll see a throw in.
31 possessions for Harvey. He's been very consistent all day. That's what's impressed me. He's just accumulated possessions. Basically been very good every quarter.
High tackle on Carey. Throw in. Burton contesting with Cox. Burton out of the air. Trying to do the Rovers work as well. Passes Jones, and he takes it to the line, wary that King is nearby lurking. 110 plays 124. Time is rapidly becoming an enemy of the Eagles. Burton from behind. Taylor has made his presence felt in this last quarter in particular. Blakey, an effective spoiler on Miranda. Can Kerr get clear? He paddles it down. Cochrane's right there with him. They've got to go back. Kerr pounces on it again, but Cochrane is there as well. He does well, gives it wide towards Blakey. It was a hot one. Fletcher keeps it in play. He's ridden into the ground, and the ball spills over the line.
Good pressure from both sides, and Fletcher there didn't panic. He knew the boundary line was there, disguised it well enough, rather than try to just do anything too fancy.
Still 14 points the margin. Cox wins it down. Pickett again in the thick of things. Colliker towards the line. Colbert is there as well. And we've got another throw in.
It's almost the trend this quarter is that if you get it into your 50-metre zone, you're basically going to score a goal. That's how the trend's basically been. So whichever side can continue to keep pushing the ball into their forward zone.
Well, one thing's for certain, the Kangaroos have a pretty poor percentage. Here goes Cousins, 48 metres. He goes for goal, but he goes across the face. They're not going to improve a rather disappointing percentage, and that's what they so desperately need when there are a number of clubs battling for 7th and 8th spot. McCartney, looking more like Rambo, comes towards Blakey. One grab, doesn't complete it. Off hands, it comes to Matera, in towards half forward, and Taylor takes it. He thought about going on with the job. He gave serious thought to playing on, but now goes back.
This will test him for distance.
I think he realises that. That's why he's having a look at a couple of other options.
And good work there by Harvey just to get fill the gap.
55 out, straight into Pickett. An excellent smother. They're not out of it yet, though, the Roos. Here's Colliker. Going back once again to Hunter. He's outside 50. He takes on Colbert and he beats him. He centres it in towards half forward. A little toe poke comes down to McCartney. A wide one to King, off to Grant. Now they're out of trouble. He thought about Sinclair, but he goes back and he just stabs it.
Just pushed it too
option,
far.
a little too far, and he's out of bounds on the full. Again, the Eagles have a chance. Still 14 points the difference. Wilson in front. McCartney at the back. Tumbling the punt back towards Djakovic and Carey. Here they go again. Djakovic, Carey. Carey gets the bounce. Will it sit for him? Carey's away. One bounce. He's inside 50. He's only got to go over the top, and he's only got to be accurate. And he is. And he's just about sealed it for the Kangaroos.
And waving goodbye to the crowd is Wayne Carey. Maybe waving goodbye to West Coast chances here in this game.
Scotty, just the old golden rule, and hard one, but you don't keep your feet and you fall on the ground, then you're out of their contest. And really that was the difference, because it was a 50-50 ball between the two of them. And there you see one of the golden rules in AFL is to keep your feet.
Carey now has 5, following on from his bag of 6 last week, and we're out once again to a 20-point margin.
He's won the battle, hasn't he?
Yep, he has today. A duel that's gone on for years. Let's hope there's a little more to come. But he's got this one. And the Roos look to have it too. Still 6 minutes remaining in the game.
It's been a good coaching performance by Dennis Pagan today to actually, he's made crucial moves of actually bringing Pickett on and putting him in areas where he could really influence the game. And he also, his move with Grant on Cousins, I thought has had a big effect on this second half.
Jones smashes it. The race is on. Grant still running, still chasing. He goes again with Colliker to the line. Excuse me, Darren Glass it is.
I don't know if
23.
Don't know if it's worth, from the Eagles' point of view, to just bring Michael Gardner back on the ground. I don't know whether he's injured or not.
McKernan slips but recovers. Spent time on and off the bench today. Here's Cousins racking up yet another possession. Mightn't be all that happy with that possession, though. It's a high one, and Pickett will mark. Typical Pickett.
Who else?
He's got Harvey running. Just sneaks away from Josh Wooden. Wooden locks him up now, but the damage has been done. Harvey's stats, Scott?
Well, it's certainly been a big day for him. 31 possessions, 4 marks. He's been terrific all day. Very consistent contributor.
Kicking to a fairly congested forward line, Brent Harvey from the centre. Decides to go long towards Carey and Rocker. Carey and Djakovic, who's doing the roving. Unable to pick it up was Corey Jones. He soccers off the ground. He gets it into the square. You want a sealer? You've just about got it.
Well, I had my head down, so I wasn't...
They just steadied at the right time, haven't they, North? I mean, they were challenged and quite gallantly by West Coast, who sort of threw it down to them. Just good crumbing in the right spot.
Clever work by Corey Jones to get it off to Rawlings.
It was.
David Warapunda was forced to go over. Rawlings was just left there.
2 goals now to Brady Rawlings after he combined with Corey Jones. The Roos home. An attempted soccer off the ground, didn't work. David King gives it to Blakey. He kicks to half forward, and a strong mark taken by Grant. He's got a number of players screaming for it. He goes towards Rocker.
He's been good, Sandy.
He has, hasn't he?
Along with Pickett, he was actually the other North Melbourne player to inspire the comeback. I know Maney's searching for votes at the moment, and I think if Sav kicks this, he might be a chance. But he actually started to really offer a contest at centre-half forward. And we saw, I mean, Pickett doing the damage right down forward, but been pretty good, Sav. He's kicked long goals, and he's given him a target.
Well, he's going for his 5th. Carey's already got 5. He's from 50 metres. It won't be a problem, the distance. The accuracy, is it there? It looks pretty good. It is.
Get the pen out, Maney.
5 goals to Severio Rocker. He's got 2 in the second, 1 in the third, and 2 in the last quarter when it really did count.
I know that both him and Carey have kicked 5 goals. I reckon Sav's had to earn his a little bit harder today.
Incredible to think that the West Coast Eagles not so long ago got to within 2 points. That margin is now out to 32 points. And the Kangaroos finishing with a flourish here at Subiaco. They've got a tough 3 weeks coming up. They meet Essendon in round 16. The following week it's Brisbane, and then it's to the SCG to take on the Sydney Swans. The Eagles, on the other hand, have Geelong, Sydney and St Kilda in the next 3 weeks. Lee Colbert steadies things down across half-back. In control. Laterally to Blakey. And the 34-year-old also going short.
Just playing a possession game at the moment, aren't they? Just trying to keep hold of the ball, run the clock down.
Still 4 minutes left.
Yeah. I wouldn't, you wouldn't be backing, no. Not enough time.
Pickett. He's got to be knocked up getting kicks, but he's so skillful. Look at this. He's virtually putting on an exhibition there. That one wobbled off the side of the boot. Cox. Taken out of it. And is going to get a free kick. Was that by Pickett?
Yes, it was. Just a little bit high in his enthusiasm. Yep, just got him a little bit high. Definitely a kick.
So Cox almost down to centre wing. Good use of the body. David King, his experience telling in that encounter. Just a little nudge.
And Sandy, just that word experience, that's probably been the other difference today. Just the Kangaroos just having a few more experienced players out there that when it was really counted, they came to the fore. And the Eagles, you know, again, put up a very good showing, but still again relied on too few players to do the majority of the work. Is that his first mark for the day, Corey McKernan?
Well, he might have taken one earlier. No, I think it might be right. It's been a quiet day. He's kicked 1 goal. He spent a lot of time on the bench. He goes for distance here, going in towards half forward. That's an excellent mark by Wirpunda. Just going short, back towards centre wing. T kept his eye on the ball. Colbert a little topo. Clayton, if it sits, he could be in business. Rides the bump, keeps it in play. Here they go. Harvey finish it off. Brett Harvey with a goal. Flicks it in towards full forward and kicks it. And there it is for the Kangaroos. Harvey gets his first goal of the day. His 9th for the season, but he's been a prolific possession winner, and he deserves his first goal. 33 possessions for the day.
Probably he's capped off, that goal's capped off an excellent day's work at the office. I mean, he's just worked hard. He hasn't been flashy today, Harvey, but you've just got to admire his work rate forward of centre. He just presents and presents. Worthy reward for a terrific performance.
Back in the middle with just 2.5 minutes remaining. McKernan having a run on the ball. Tried to find Shannon Grant, was unsuccessful on that occasion. Here goes Blakey. He's got Grant. They're finishing full of running now. Up towards Severio Rocker. Almost the mark. He got a shove, and he's going to be paid.
That was a free kick without a doubt.
Yeah.
He put his hands fair and square in his back.
He's kicked goals from here today, from almost exactly this position. 55 out. An angle that shouldn't trouble him. He can cap off a very, very good day. Kicking for number 6. It's a big, big drop punt. Has he made it? He has made it, I think. That is a mighty goal. And one of the best games that Severio Rocker has put together for the Kangaroos.
It's very handy when you've got a player like that who you know that if he's 60 metres out, you're still a chance to have to win. And, you know, with the... you're seeing so much of this flooding these days. They're the type of players that can come in real, real handy. But he's led strong today. Carroll, I reckon, had the better of him, especially in the first quarter. But he's worked hard now to get his 6 goals. And easily his best game since crossing over from the Magpies this year.
2 minutes remaining in the match. 24-10 plays 17-8. The Kangaroos reasserting their authority. Commanding 44-point margin now. McKernan a little early. Wide. Cochrane. King. Back towards Cochrane again. Couldn't take it. Bounce is a difficult one. Jones tackled. It's going to be an Eagles free kick. Is it going to go to Jones?
You got the push.
Which Jones? That's the question that the boys are asking. It's to the Eagles. He plays on quickly towards Williams. Looks inside 50 and chopped off at half-back by David Teague. Gives it away to John Blakey. Like King likes to tuck it under his arm and run. Harvey's still running on that outer side. Wooden's there with him. Harvey tries to break the tackle. He can't. He pokes the ball out in front. He's almost got it down towards the 50. And eventually it's rushed over the line by Clayton.
One of the things I've noticed also about the half-forward flankers and half-back flankers for the Roos is that centre bounce downs, they just bolt into the centre square there and just offer that extra man.
McKernan again with Cox. Fletcher twisting and turning, wanting to get onto that left foot. Eventually he does, and he just spears the pass in towards the middle of the ground. Time all gone, though, for the Eagles now as Embley gets it away. They go longer up towards Wilson and co. Out he comes, steaming, can't take the mark. Again, the defence stands strong for the Kangaroos. Back towards the middle it goes. Jones caught, swings it round. His hand passes wide. Cox tries to sock off the ground. He goes to the outer side. Leading in the race was Wooden, pops it over the top. Back it goes with a difficult bounce towards Hunter. Couldn't take it. Maybe the Roos have the chance now. They've got the numbers, but they lost the football. So the West Coast will tidy up. Callum Chambers comes wide, finds Williams. He kicked the goal in the first quarter. Goes towards left half forward. Strong mark taken by Fletcher. Plays on quickly straight away towards Embley. Embley's on the 50 now. He wants to get around. Got to get past Colbert. Eventually decides to kick high and long. In towards full forward. And David Teague takes a very good mark on the last line of defence.
Basically just run down the clock.
Teague to the half-back line. Yep, it's a matter of seconds now as Clayton finishes with the footy, and the Kangaroos go on to record a very, very impressive win. They were challenged, there's no question of that.